if a work is a work and a work can be a shoot, but a shoot can be a work, then a work would be a shoot if the shoot was a work. But if a work is a shoot, then is a shoot really a shoot? Or vice versa, is a shoot is a work really a work? But then if you have to pivot from a shoot to a work because the work got people pissed off, then are you back to shooting a work or are you working a shoot at that point? Honestly, I don't really know right now, but I think a work is a work unless it's a shoot, which is then is a work. It's a work and shoot, and a shoot and work is a shoot. Then you're shooting to work, the work is a shot. Right?
Quiet on set. Places, everybody. And action.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to episode number 54 of This Week in Wrestling. My name is Kurt. That is RK. We are the Top Rope Renegades here with all of the fun.
If you're just listening to us, I waved. I waved at you guys. Hi, guys.
You gave a wave. A lot to get into on today's episode number 54. Was it a work shoot? Was it a shoot work? I don't know. We'll figure it out and we'll break it down once we get to it.
I'm pretty sure I got to where it was.
Yeah, I think you got there in the end, and I think there was a great. Yeah, it was like Charlie Day and that Sunny. It's Always Sunny meme where there's the map, there's all the pieces of yarn, but I think you got there. So kudos to you, because you lost me. You lost me after the work shoot part.
I thought it would have been the shoot to work part.
Maybe it was the shoot to work part. Work to shoot, shoot to work. But then you throw in the pivot, and it's like, all right, but then is that a work? Because now you got me really questioning myself. I don't know.
I think we should go to the IWC. They'll tell us.
Oh, yeah. Just scroll through X or Facebook or Instagram. They will tell you exactly what you want to know. If you have any questions, the IWC.
Honestly, at this point, I think the WWE should just listen to the IWC and let them run the business.
Oh, dude, if they listen to the IWC, the WWE would be the greatest company of all time. Without doubt. There would be zero questionable decisions. There would be nothing wrong. None of that. With that being said, looking forward to this episode. We got a lot to dive into. We got, of course, your Monday Night Raw, your NXT.
Are we technically part of the IWC?
Yeah, we are. I hope you understand that we actually are. Now, we are on Now, what I've seen recently is there's two sides of the IWC.
We're on the good side.
Sure, we're but there's the side of the IWC that has. They're realists and they understand. And then there's the hardcore IWC where their opinion is what matters. And if anyone else has a differing opinion, they're wrong. So that's where we're at, because a lot of people in the IWC criticize, we'll get into it. Naomi is your Miss Money in the Bank.
Deserved.
They were 100% right. And they were criticizing Triple H because she was underutilized and she hasn't been used right. Well, now she's
doing some of the best. She's doing some of the best work of her career right now.
Like, just because you go on the internet and you say, I think this should happen doesn't mean it has to happen or needs to happen or is going to happen. Or maybe it will happen later down the line and you have to use your own words. So there's levels to it. That's just the way I look at it.
Well, no, if it happens later down the line, then it happened too late.
Right, because it didn't happen when you wanted it to. So then you worked yourself into a shoot. Brother.
No, I think you shot yourself into a work at that point.
But when do you pivot?
I think you pivot when there's backlash from the fans.
And that's why Truth is back?
No, that's a work.
Truth went on Twitter and said it's not a work.
Well, no, he did go on Twitter and say it was a work, though.
But he replied to somebody recently, I saw it today, and said not a work. But is he working us while he's saying it's not a work? Because I don't really know anymore.
Well, I mean, that man even worked his own son. His own family was worked.
Oh, my head hurts now.
I think we should get it. I think we should get into making our
We'll
heads
get
hurt
into-
more and figure out what
Yeah.
wrestlers we're thinking of this week.
You're so good because I was about to say the exact same thing. You beat me to the punch. I got to give you credit for that one. I was going to say, I'm going to make my head worse.
We spend way too much time together, people.
We do, and I think we've came to, like, we're still going to watch.
I see this man more than I've seen people in my real life, and yeah.
It's true. And the crazy thing is, like, we have moments where we're watching wrestling and we do what I think a lot of fans that watch wrestling do. They go, I watch too much wrestling. We're not going to stop, but we do watch a little bit too much wrestling. But it's fun. We love it. We cut out the fat. We got rid of AEW because that was a lot of wrestling. And then when you mixed in AEW with all the WWE, it was kind of like, what are we doing? So
Also, AEW was
terrible.
sucking.
Still is, in my opinion, but to each their own, man. To each their own. All right, let's do it. Let's play some Guess the Wrestler this week. I will always, of course, go first, unless you want to go first.
No, why would you want to switch things up at this point? I mean, that would be like working yourself into a shoot at that point.
Yeah. I tried to pivot there, but it's fine. Alrighty. Same questions as always. I'm probably going to start off with, and then we'll narrow it down. Is this individual in the WWE?
Yes.
Alrighty. Is this person a male?
No.
No. Female WWE star. When I said in the WWE, I meant, did you take that as current? Does that count as a question?
I just answered your question.
Okay. Is this person active?
Yes.
Was this person active in the 2000s?
No.
Okay, so go 2010. Sit down. Alrighty. Currently in the WWE, female. Is this female? Has she been the women's intercontinental champion?
Intercontinent? No.
Women's intercontinental champion. Has this female? Has she won a world title? And I guess when I say world title, you know, WWE, there's so many iterations of the women's world title. There's the world heavyweight. There's the WWE championship.
No, she has not.
Then we have the SmackDown and the Raw women's title, and the Divas and all that other stuff. She hasn't. Okay. Was this person active in the 2010s?
Yes.
Okay. Hasn't been a world champion in WWE. And we've established that NXT World Championship counts. So, all right. Is this female on the main roster right now?
Yes.
All righty. Let's see if we can get here. Okay. Hasn't won a title. Has this woman won a tag team championship? Women's tag team championship?
Yes.
Okay, women's tag team champion. Okay. All right, not a world champion, been a tag team champion. Is this Kairi Sane?
No.
I don't think she's been a world
Kairi
champion.
Sane's been NXT champion.
Was she NXT Women's Champion? Yeah, she was.
Pretty
That's
sure.
right. That was dumb. You would know. You're on her wiki. All right, women's tag champion, 2010s. Was she active in the WWE in the 2010s?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Maybe a throwaway, but I needed to know that. All right, 2010s to now has been a women's tag team champion.
Has
okay.
Kairi Sane been world champion? I'm wondering.
Well, it's not Kairi Sane, so but yeah, it is a good question.
Yeah, she
Hmm.
has. She has been NXT Women's Champion. Yes, she has.
Okay, all right. Let's get my head working here. Let's get the mind working. Brain hurts, but we're all right. It's gonna be somebody I should have probably already guessed by now. I think with the clues I've asked. Maybe, maybe not.
No,
But
not necessarily.
has been women's tag team champion. That's what I'm
Yes.
just going through in my head, and I'm trying to figure out who.
There's been a lot of ragtag teams in the women's division.
There has. You're correct. They both got released recently, so they don't count. Fudge. No. Is she white? It's just a question, dude.
That's not the. How many black women are in WWE?
I don't know. I
don't know how that's going to narrow it down for you, but yeah, she's white. She's white. She's white.
How many questions am I at?
You're at 12. You're a little racist and you're white.
That did not help me at all. Why did I? Okay. There's somebody that is listening is like knows who exactly it is already. Women's tag team champions. That's what's going in my head here. Trying to figure out women that have been tag team champions that haven't been a world champion. Oh man. Think of the ragtag teams you mentioned. Why do I want to say no? She hasn't. Oh no, this isn't good.
You gotta ask questions.
I know, but I'm stumped. I don't know what to ask. Was she a woman? Was she a tag champion in the last 5 years?
I'll fucking yeah. Wow, way to make me think about this. Okay.
Sorry, I'm also trying to figure out how long the women's tag titles have been active.
I'm gonna look it up just because you've asked a really hard question.
Sorry, I'm struggling over here.
I don't know how this is gonna help you any, but yes.
I'm so stumped right now, dude. This is not good. This is not good at all. Shit.
You've done this to me a couple times, and it's frustrating because you get to like, what question do I ask?
Yeah, I don't know what to ask. That's where I'm at.
I mean, there is definitely a couple questions you could ask that would give it away.
Has she been? This is dumb, but like, no, that's not dumb. It's not dumb. It's not. It's a dumb question.
Just ask. Maybe it helps you.
Is she currently on Raw?
No.
Is that,
no, she's not.
Is that a dumb question? Probably. But now I just can pivot over to SmackDown and think about it. Is this Michin?
No.
Oh no. Oh no. Where am I at? Like 15?
You're at 15.
Jesus Christ, man.
I don't know if it helps, but there's definitely questions you could ask that would give it away.
Yeah. Did she just compete this weekend?
No.
I'm trying to think of questions to ask. Like I want to. Was her tag team? Wait. No, she was world champion. Shit. I was gonna ask if it was Nikki Cross, but she was WWE Women's Champion.
She has been Nikki Ash.
Nikki Ash was WWE Women's Champion. Dang it! Come on, think. It's not Ivy Nile.
Is that a question?
No, it's not Ivy Nile because I don't know how long Ivy's been active. Is it Ivy Nile?
No.
Fuck you. I saw your eyes and I was like, maybe there's a chance. It's definitely not Maxine Dupree. That was gonna be, but she hasn't won any title, has she, Maxine? Dude, this is tough. I'm gonna be pissed.
She was ranked 75 in 2022 of the top 150 females in wrestling.
Oh, that. Now I know the PWI top 100 like the back of my head, dude. This is
In 2017, she was ranked number 26 of the top 50.
that's pretty good for her. That's pretty good. Oh, I'm gonna be really pissed that
I'll give you a hint. That's not going to really help you, but she has been tag team champion with Deonna Purrazzo.
That's not gonna help me at all. Wait with Deonna.
Yep.
So this is now this. You can count this question. I don't care. This is the NXT tag championships, correct?
No.
Wait, what? She was tag team
Wrestlers
champion.
can wrestle in other companies, you know?
There's other companies that have women's. Oh my god, the Knockouts tag division. Oh my god, is this Jordan Grace?
No.
Oh.
You're at question 20 now. Want me
What's
to give you
the
a hint that'll give it away? That
Do
will
you have any
absolutely
other
give it
hint?
away.
You
It's
have any other
everybody's
hint?
favorite Canadian.
Chelsea Green.
Yes.
Oh,
You never asked about the
yeah.
United States Championship. You said Intercontinental. I'm like, oh fuck, he's got it. And then you just
To
told
be
me-
fair,
you
to be
just
fair,
glazed right over it.
I didn't think because I will never pick one of the mid card titles that only has 2 fucking champions because I know how easy that would be. So I
You
steered
just
away from
glazed
it.
right over it.
Yeah, you got
You
lucky
said-
on that one. Yeah,
You said
yeah.
Intercontinental. I'm like, oh fuck, he's got it. But
No, I didn't move forward because I was like, you know what? There's no way he picked one of those, right? Oh shit! All right, man.
But yeah, she was tag team champion with Deonna Purrazzo
Knockouts.
in Impact Wrestling,
Knockouts Tag Team Championship. Yep.
and she was
Ah.
WWE tag team champion with who?
Gianna. Chelsea. Who was she tag team champion with?
She has been released. She was part of everybody's favorite females group of the last year.
Gigi. No, not
Sonya
Gigi,
Deville,
Sonya. Yeah.
Pure
Really?
Fusion Collection.
Well, see, you threw me off when you said favorite female group because that's why I went with Gigi, and I was like, I really like that group. They did that in NXT. All right, man, you're up. What you got for me?
Is this wrestler not male?
Not male. This wrestler is not a female. This wrestler is a male.
Is this wrestler active in the WWE?
No.
Is this wrestler active in AEW? AEW? AEW. I'm dyslexic. We've already established that.
No, he's not.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is this wrestler active?
Yes.
Is this wrestler active in TNA?
No. I don't even know how many questions you're at. One.
I'm at 4. Is this wrestler active in New Japan?
No. I would stop asking those questions.
Well, I need to know where he's fucking wrestling. He's active and he's not wrestling in any of the big companies.
No.
Is this wrestler active in AAA?
No.
Is this wrestler is active, but he's not active in any fucking company? That's cool.
No. Yeah, I could tell you what company, but I don't really want to give it away. But it might. Just to be fair. Because I feel like it's kind of hard, but like, yeah. How many questions you got?
AEW, WWE, TNA. Has this wrestler been ever in WWE?
Yes. Yes, he has.
Has this wrestler ever been in AEW?
No.
Okay. Was this wrestler active in the 2000s?
The 2000s? No.
Okay, so 2010s upwards probably. He's not active in any of the major companies, but he has wrestled for WWE.
Yes, he has.
We got AEW, WWE, TNA, New Japan, AAA. The other CMLL, he's probably not active there.
I'll give you
Rev
a free one.
Pro?
No,
Rev Pro?
not active in Rev Pro. He is currently signed to a contract to this company.
Stop. But I'm not looking for hints. Talking.
Well, no, I
through.
was just letting you know.
Not active,
Like,
not active. But he is active. But he has been in WWE. New. Is it Matt Riddle?
Yeah.
I knew I'd get there.
You got there. You got there. You got there. Good job. You got there.
I had to think of all the companies that were wrestling and had WWE guys, and the only one I could think of was MLW.
MLW. Well, yeah, I wasn't going to tell you MLW until maybe the very end because that's the only person I could think of that you would go, oh, MLW. It's not real.
I knew I'd get there. I just had to talk through it.
I was either going to, if you would have got the 20, the hint was going to be maybe MLW, or I was just going to go, bro.
Yeah, well. I'm just awesome. What can I say?
Killed it, man.
That was
Good job.
picked out of fucking just out of nowhere.
I didn't expect you to immediately just go Matt Riddle.
Pretty know my wrestling stuff. We all know what's next, though. Blind
It
rankings.
is.
Have I thrown Alberto
Oh,
Del Rio
yeah.
in here again? I do not know.
Fuck. I forgot about this part. Let's go.
All right, I got you the 5 greatest NXT champions blind ranking for
Okay.
Kurt.
All right, now
Number
here, I wanna
one.
add some context before you answer this. I watched NXT. Still do, but I was big in it. I was watching NXT. So maybe my rankings may not be the same as somebody else. But I'm just saying. Let's do it.
We are going to start with Adrian Neville.
Okay. So Neville was one of the first of the iteration of NXT champions. He was really good, actually. He was very good. But what worries me is who's on this list. So I'm gonna say I'm put him at 5.
Okay. Up next is Braun Breaker.
Okay, Braun had a good run. I'm okay.
Held the
putting
title for
Braun-
425 days.
I'm good. I'm gonna put Braun at 3.
3. Okay.
Yeah.
Up next is Tommaso Ciampa.
Tommaso Ciampa's runs were legendary. I loved every second of his runs. Give me Tommaso at 2.
All right. So you got Neville at 5.
Yep.
You got Braun at 3.
Yes.
You have Tommaso at 2. Up last, 2.
1 and 4 left. Okay, 1 and 4.
We got Finn Balor.
Okay, shit. I'm so scared now because I don't know who 1 is. You know what? I'm gonna put Finn at 4.
You're putting
And then-
Finn, Demon Finn Balor at 4.
Who's at 1? Because I'm gonna try and defend it.
None other than the traitor Adam Cole.
Number 1. Easy. I'm okay with that. Undisputed Era. Adam Cole. That was one of the greatest runs of NXT as the world champion. The Undisputed Era literally were dripped in gold. They ran NXT. I'm okay with that. If I were to change things, do I want to change? I put Finn above Braun. I put Finn at 3.
Yeah. Demon Finn Balor, his prime.
yeah.
Come on.
I'd go Cole, Ciampa, Finn, Braun, Neville. And that's not a slight on Neville because that was early NXT. I watched it a little bit, but Tommaso Ciampa's run when he was like Goldie, that was so good.
All right, let's give you one more because you like these. So
I do like these. These are fun. Last week I screwed myself when we did a second one though, so I'm kind
yes, you did.
of worried about this one.
Okay, next up, I'm going to give you the top 5 blind ranking WWE Diva champions.
All right, Divas.
We're-
The Diva champion.
The Divas, the pink and
Yes.
the
Yeah.
butterfly belt.
Yeah. All
We
right.
are going to start with Nikki Bella.
Safe 3. Safe 3.
3. Nikki Bella at 3. Okay. Okay. Next up is Maurice.
5.
5. Okay. No love for Maurice. The Miz
No.
likes you for that. Up next, we got Michelle McCool.
4.
Okay.
I'm really just holding out hope here to see who these last 2 are.
Up next, we got Eve Torres.
Fuck. 2. Fuck.
2.
Who's 1?
Can you take a guess on who number 1 is for
Please be Paige or AJ Lee.
you? It's AJ Lee.
Okay, I'm okay with her being 1.
The fact you got Eve Torres above Nikki Bella is fucking wild.
Yeah, it would literally go Eve Torres all the way to 5, and everybody else can bump up 1.
Because
I was like,
the blind ranking.
It was the risk. It was the risk because a part of me was like, maybe Paige and AJ Lee are popping here. AJ Lee number 1. I'm 100%.
I'll go by what I'm basing these 5 that I give you off of. It's the most combined days holding the title, the top 5.
Do you have the number?
For
Because I
who?
want to know Maurice. How long did she hold it for?
261 days combined.
Okay, Maurice. I see you. Eve Torres was how long?
She held it for combined days of 260.
Okay, not bad. Who was the shortest out of that list?
Out of that list, Michelle McCool with 222.
That makes sense. She was kind of at the end though. She was women's champion, or she was. the
Michelle
women's-
McCool was also the very first Diva champion.
Nikki Bella definitely. The Bella twins kind of helped, but AJ Lee, I'm totally fine with that list. Cool with that list.
Charlotte Flair held that title. She was the last one to hold that title.
Mhm. Surprised you didn't
All
have
right, cool.
Paige.
That's fun.
Surprised Paige wasn't.
Yeah, well, she's only held it once, twice, and she's only held it for about 119 days.
Oh, interesting. All right. Alrighty. There's the blind rankings. I really, really enjoy this. I don't know why. It gets me going. I feel like I made a fool of myself more so last time we did these than this week.
Yeah, Alberto Del Rio. Huh.
Yeah, Alberto fucking Del Rio, former AAA mega champion. All right, let's move along to the rumors, the news, all the innuendos. It's the hit piece here on the Top Rope Renegades. This is from June 2nd to the 8th, and here we go. Was it the work of the century? Let's take a look at some of the hot takes from the past week. Talent is in complete shock and disbelief. There is tons of interest from other promotions. R-Truth was completely caught off guard by the news. Other WWE superstars are worried now about their own contracts. Triple H was the one to make the decision on the release, apparently. Many more roster releases are to come after this. They offered him less money than he was currently making. Talent were told not to wear R-Truth merchandise this week on the shows. And Talent are saying that maybe they should explore other options before signing long-term deals with WWE. This was, of course, a complete financial decision. Money over loyalty. Yeah, just enjoy the damn show, you fucking neckbeard marks.
Seriously, that's all the shits that came out. And then they were all like, just people making shit up, not knowing anything that's going on. It's fucking ridiculous. Nobody can enjoy wrestling anymore.
I looked at it two ways. I felt I was like, damn, I won't get R-Truth comedy anymore. But I understand he's kind of there's really nothing for him. All he does is comedy gimmick. That sucks. I understand. We're moving on. I'm happy he's still around though. Why not? Why not? Apparently final run for R-Truth though with the WWE on this contract. That's what
Apparently, yeah, and apparently he has like full in the he has creative control over what he wants to do.
Good. So yeah, they're not loyal at all. No, not at all. And did you see TKO applauding on their own X handle? Did you see those screenshots? Like legit TKO's official X account was like posting the clapping emojis on all the R-Truth return stuff. I was like, okay. So the real question we should ask is, were they not already? The Young Bucks have discussed buying PWG and starting their own indie. Me and Nick have talked about it a lot. We've talked about buying PWG and reopening. We've talked about opening about a wrestling school. I don't know in the next few years though. If we're going to do something, it'll probably happen in the next few. That was Matt Jackson's quote. Yeah, man, I could have already sworn they already helped run an indie company.
I think they are. Pretty sure they are.
Glorified,
it's-
them call it.
I think it's something wrestling, something about being all
Elite.
loser wrestling,
Oh, there's an L in there. Didn't know that.
all
That's nice.
crappy wrestling. All
And this,
El Crapito Wrestling. Oh,
up next, there's a lovely picture of the AEW fan base. So according to the IWC, WWE should be hiring and keeping every wrestler in the world on their roster forever. Also, you have to give them all 20-minute matches and let them do all 10-minute promos. Also, you have to let them win every championship match. Like, I have to say, I think the WWE should definitely run their business the way that the IWC wants, because if you look around, it's working really well for all elite wrestling.
no, it's all El Crapito Wrestling. Oh,
That sounds like fun.
fucking! If we didn't have AEW, what would you have to complain about?
There is the headlines. Arcade, take it
Released
away.
WWE talents such as Gigi Dolan, Cora Jade, and Dakota Kai are drawing interest from MLW.
Okay, all right.
I don't have a lot of news this week. Most of it was based off of Money in the Bank, which all turned out to be a lot of unbiased, unfactual takes of news because they didn't really fucking know anything. Blue Meaning, I don't know what he has to do with anything, but the Blue Meaning recently refuted word from WrestleVote saying NXT would run the ECW arena on August 19th, claiming he called them and he was told it's not happening.
All right, Blue Meanie, keep it pushing.
Not really sure. Does he have something to do with the arena? I don't know.
Because he was an ECW guy, but like,
I don't know why Fightful's trying to make shit up and fucking create fucking drama, but somehow they're doing it, as they always do. They posted most of the women's roster learned of Evolution 2 at the same time everyone else did, and many weren't thrilled with how it was handled. Some even seem to be against the idea of it happening at all.
Okay, then cancel it. Like, why? What's your problem with it? This is, I mean, I guess I don't understand why they would be upset. It's a pay-per-view to showcase the women's talent that the WWE has.
I don't know.
I mean, I understand. Maybe
I think it sounds like it's just made up.
Yeah, maybe it does. Maybe I was just really thinking too hard there.
It's Fightful.
Oh, that, yeah.
With Mariah's. Oh. That was fucking weird. What the fuck was that? It felt like I fucking was fucking invaded by a fucking cricket. Huh. With Mariah May's debut on NXT this, I don't know what it is. With Mariah May's debut on NXT this week. Oh, why are you trying to make me laugh?
I'm just setting up.
I can't fucking do that. I cannot work under these conditions, Kurt. You're yelling at me again every fucking week. You told me you wouldn't yell at me this week, and here you're yelling at me again. With Mariah May's debut on NXT this week, it is noted that she will be going by a new name that has not been released yet. I say, bring on Mariah March.
Mariah January, Mariah February. Yeah, just keep the M thing. Mariah March. I like it.
Mariah May's debut on NXT was a closely guarded secret. Why can't I speak today? Am I drunk? Have I been drinking? I should be drinking. What the fuck? I'm sorry, people. I know not a lot of people listen to this, but the ones that do, I am really messed up right now. We're going to take a break after the news here. I think I got to figure this shit out. Mariah May's debut on NXT was a closely guarded secret. Well, secret.
I'm hunting rabbits.
Oh, fuck. While some knew of her signing a multi-year deal with WWE, the talent involved in the TV segment on Tuesday's NXT were only informed of it when they went through Gorilla.
Yeah, I think everybody knew Mariah May was coming to the WWE.
Yeah, just a matter of when and how.
And as soon as, because AW is very quick when a wrestler leaves their company, that they are removed very quickly from the roster page on the website.
Because Tony's at home fucking
ready to go. So as soon as she was removed, I think she popped up at the next NXT.
Literally, like 3 days later.
It made sense.
Yeah. It was asked if Ronda Rousey would appear at Evolution 2, and it was said, it's a flip of the coin on Ronda Rousey. She will be back in WWE at some point. She has a connection with TKO. Don't know if it's going to be anytime soon, but it will happen.
Pass.
I don't know. I missed the Ronda Rousey era, probably for good reason.
It wasn't great.
TKO is in pursuit of a new. This one blows my mind, by the way. TKO is in pursuit of a new media rights deal for UFC. A surprise entrance in those talks have been Warner Brothers Discovery. Should UFC end up signing a deal with Warner Brothers Discovery, it is thought Collision will move to Thursdays to avoid any conflict with UFC content.
Because UFC dominates Saturdays. Yeah.
We're going to book shows on the weekend of your biggest show of the year. We're going to book a show in the same state the week after. Oh, also, we're going to try to take over your fucking network you're on.
Yeah, we're going to take your time slot on Saturdays, too. What happened to that third show they were trying to get?
Which third show?
Remember AW was trying to get, like, the third
pink
show?
One, the stink?
No.
The Shocker.
When Rampage left, remember they were supposed to get a third show
Shockwave.
going? Yeah, that's what it was called. Oh, yeah. I get it now. The Shocker, Shockwave. What happened?
Their ratings?
Got it.
Like we said when the news broke, Fox wasn't happy with fucking SmackDown numbers. What the fuck makes you think you're going to be happy with AEW's numbers?
Right. And SmackDown was doing millions. So what are we doing?
During an interview on the two-man power trip of wrestling, Jonathan Coachman said he knows for a fact that The Rock doesn't get along with Triple H and they are always butting heads. Coach said he has really good intel close to the situation that indicates there is a big power struggle going on behind the scenes in WWE. For whatever it's worth, Coachman thinks Triple H will not be running WWE anymore within 18 months.
Oh, sorry. I was falling asleep because I'm supposed to give a shit about what Jonathan Coachman has to say. We just watched Money in the Bank matches, and he was on commentary, and I almost fell asleep during that one, too. Thank God there was ladders and stuff involved, or else I would have been done for.
I was like, you saw Money in the Bank last night? What the fuck? But yeah, I got you. It is noted that Zoe Stark is not expected to return to WWE in time for WrestleMania 42 after undergoing a significant procedure on her knee that was injured last month.
Yeah, that was... Yeah, she's going to be out for a while.
Dave Meltzer says, and this has nothing to do with the UFC, that AEW and Warner Brothers Discovery are doing an experiment with broadcasting Collision on different nights like Wednesday or Thursday. Meltzer said if the show does well on Wednesdays after Dynamite, then we're going to get more of it. Even though 4 consecutive hours of programming is way too fucking long. Has nothing to do with TKO.
They moved from Saturday this week because of what? WWE's schedule, or was it the Stanley Cup Finals? No, that was
yesterday.
Friday.
They moved from yesterday too.
Huh. 4 hours is too much, and I'm sure Brian Alvarez would feel the same way, but it doesn't sound like he's had an opinion on this because Dave and him are feuding. Mom and Dad are arguing.
Mom and Dad, stop fighting. It has been indicated that AEW was originally planning to book FTR versus Adam Copeland and Christian Cage at All in Texas. However, it sounds like there was an issue with turning Christian babyface, as he apparently wants to continue doing the patriarchy gimmick a while longer.
I haven't caught up on AEW in a while.
Follow me on this. I only see Christian and Edge getting back together for one last match if it's in WWE.
Fair. But that's not going to happen. Tony Khan will make it happen. But I'm trying to figure out what's been going on in AEW. What's Edge doing right now?
Nothing right now.
Okay. Christian, remember when Christian
Not a
had
whole
the
lot.
little contract thing? What happened? Oh, yeah, he lost. Oh, yeah, wait.
Yeah, he lost.
He cashed it in and John Moxley still won. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah. And Edge was in that match, actually.
Yeah.
Turn Edge heel?
But then FTR would have to turn back to face.
So why doesn't Christian just turn face?
Because he doesn't want to, because he thinks his patriarchy gimmick in a dying company is worthwhile. Instead of giving the fans one last Christian Edge reunion.
But honest to God, though, Christian and his gimmick, it's probably ran its course now, though. But It was good. It's good. The heel gimmick of Christian is great.
Oh yeah, no, it's fantastic. He's a fantastic heel. He's probably one of the best heels around. But fuck that. We need Edge and Christian one last ladder match in WWE.
Agreed.
Get the Hardys there too. Bubba
And
and
the
Devon
Dudleys.
as well.
Yeah.
One
Get
last
Spike involved.
ladder match 3.
Get Stacy Keibler.
TLC 3. TLC 3.
Lita can
Lita,
come out there
Stacy
too.
Keibler. Hey, they both still look great Edwards.
And I think Rhino was there too. I don't know why, but Rhino was
I mean, I don't know what he's doing, but
he was on AEW recently.
he was just in town here for a wrestling show like 3 months ago.
Oh yeah. He was on AEW, I know that.
The Inspirations, aka
Yeah.
Iconics, Billy Kay and Peyton Royce, Sean Spears' wife, by the way. New deal with TNA is short term, but can be mutually extended if both sides are happy.
Iconic. I missed them. They were good.
I love Billy Kay. She's awesome. She's so funny. She was one of the, like, when I first got back into wrestling, like 3-4 years ago, it was right on the tail end of her and Peyton's run in WWE. But Billy was fucking hilarious. Hilarious.
You got to be joking me.
She's hilarious.
With Kathy Kelly in the back. No, that'd be cool. And hell, they're in TNA. You could see them on NXT. Former NXT stalwarts there, the Iconics.
Dave Meltzer notes.
Okay.
What?
It just you pivoted from something cool about the Iconics to Dave Meltzer.
Yeah, sorry. TNA, yeah, we could see them on WWE NXT again. That'd be great. I love Billy Kay. Peyton Royce is awesome too. But Sean Spears, like I said, maybe something can happen.
You can keep talking it up and making it sound good, but we still have to go to Dave Meltzer next. And it's like, all right.
Dave Meltzer notes that last night's Money in the Bank PLE has to, quotation marks, go off the air prior to the start of UFC's 316's pay-per-view card at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. That might be why WWE only has 4 matches announced for the card. Well, Dave, you're wrong. 5 matches, and it went till about 10:15 p.m. Eastern Time. So get fucked.
I have for Dave Meltzer.
I love it every time he's wrong. 4 matches has to be done by 10.
You think
5 matches, and they finish at like 7:10, or 10:15.
They were like, you know what? Let's stick it to Dave. Dom, go out the Worlds Collide and call somebody out.
Have a 5-minute match,
hey,
and then
Cody, stall.
R-Truth, make your return just a minute longer.
Yeah. So hold the title for a second, and then spear him. And when you spear him, take forever. He should have struggled a little more. Maybe we should have got to like 10-20.
But then it would have looked at as a comedy act, and that's not what they're going with Ron Killings.
Yeah, he is going by Ron Killings. The shirt that's being sold. Get your Ron. I don't know.
So the thought is, I think Truth said this was the case. I don't know. One of the dirt sheets reported it, but he wanted to go to the name Ron Killings in this last run here because it's just a short-term contract, I believe. But he wants to have one last run done his way. But anyways, he wanted to use Ron Killings, so when he's done in WWE, that name will have weight behind it that he can go use it somewhere else. Because everyone knows him as R-Truth.
Right. I mean, Ron, R-Truth, like, he still looks great and he still moves great. So I guess the retirement word's kind of out the window. But Jesus Christ, the guy was hanging out with Tupac. He was hanging out with Tupac.
The dude was friends with Tupac. No joke.
Yeah.
Tupac died a long, long time ago.
He did. Like,
legit 30 years ago. At least. Actually, no, pretty much exactly 30 years. It was 95 when he died. 95 or 96.
Yeah, 1996, September 13th, 1996.
Yeah, R-Truth was friends with Tupac over 30 years ago. So anyway, that's it for the news. I ended on Dave Meltzer because that's fun.
It's never fun.
Okay, Kurt looks up stuff. We are going to go to break, and we shall be right back.
Wait.
What does Kurt got?
I just want to share this. That's all I want to do. I just want to go. Bam! What the hell? How?
Yeah. Friends with Pac.
That's just crazy. It's just crazy. Crazy stuff. But yeah. Let's do it. Let's go to break. We come back. All your recaps of Monday Night Raw, NXT, SmackDown, and
Anything else? Yeah,
through-
no, I
we're-
didn't think so.
And we're back to talk about Monday Night Raw.
I don't really know why you welcome people back. So literally, they're on a be right back screen for like 2 seconds.
I know, but it's just the show. I'm a showman, man. I'm a showman. I'm the showstopper.
All about the show. Monday Night Raw, emanating live from the BOK Center in Tulsa, Oklahoma, for the last Monday Night Raw before Money in the Bank. And we have the last qualifying matches on Raw for the latter matches coming up this weekend. So it should be a pretty good show with those.
Yeah, was looking forward to it for one reason that we'll talk about in 2 seconds. Go home shows are always interesting. You
My
either hit
eyeballs are itchy.
or you miss, and we were crying over the break. I get it. It's fine.
No,
Tears.
they're like legit itchy. It's fucking weird. I like want to scratch my cornea right now.
Oh God. So we get to open, of course, with a recap of Seth Rollins' qualifying match for Money in the Bank the week prior, with all the shenanigans, of course, setting up the tag match for later in the show. Then we get, hey, here's what's happening tonight on the Go Home Show before we get to Money in the Bank. And then it is Michael Cole's bet. He lost with Pat McAfee over the NBA playoffs. Michael Cole, the bet with Pat was if the Knicks beat the Pacers, Pat would have to do a show full suit, booted and tooted to the fullest. If the Pacers beat the Knicks, Cole had to do the show in a tank top. And well, the Pacers did win. And
Is that a saying?
what?
Booted and tooted?
Tooted and booted, brother.
You selfish
So-
showing again.
So Michael Cole takes off his jacket and he's wearing a TJ McConnell Indiana Pacers jersey. And of course, they're in Oklahoma, who are the opponents for the Indiana Pacers in the NBA Finals. So Cole's getting booed, as Pat is getting booed as well, because he is a Pacer fan. And as it sits, the series is 1-1. Go Pacers. Here is CM Punk, though. He's going to get things going in the
Go
ring.
the other team.
And he makes some NBA Finals references, saying that, but if they're on a Friday, you should probably watch Friday or Monday. You should probably watch Raw or SmackDown. No, don't watch the NBA Finals. Punk talks about Money in the Bank, which he has won twice. He's looking forward to doing it for the third time because tonight he will qualify and go get him some gold. There are two names on top of the mountain, of course. Oh God, with one of them being Jay Uso. Punk considers Jay, of course, a friend, and if Punk comes after Uso, it's just business. The other name is John Cena. Bit personal there for Punk. He's always had Cena's number, he says, and he might have to come pick the bones a little bit. It's time for Punk to become champion one more time, he says, so he'll see us at Money in the Bank after he qualifies tonight. Sami Zayn comes out with Punk saying he usually hates being interrupted, but he does love Sami's song. Punk has said that he wants to be world champion. That's why Zayn wants to as well. But it just won't be through Money in the Bank for Sami, though. It still could be for Punk. Punk has to win because he needs to. He has to be there to stop Seth Rollins from winning Money in the Bank. Now, if Rollins wins, everything is over for them. However, if Punk winds up winning the title, Sami says he will be coming for Punk, which Punk likes that too. We'll see what happens later on in the main event. We get, of course, a look back at Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, their argument over who cost Liv the match against Kairi Sane. And if you want my honest opinion, it was Raquel.
No, it was Roxanne.
No. Raquel cost him. Because she was
No,
throwing a fit.
Roxanne cost him.
But Roxanne did her job.
Well,
She got out
Roxanne
there.
should have never been out there. Why is she even
Roxanne's-
out there? She's
she's
not
just
part of
trying
the
to
fucking
help.
Judgment Day.
She's trying to help. Gosh.
Such a Roxanne fucking fan.
At least I'm not as weird as the one fan. Don't be that guy, by the way. If you know what I'm talking about, don't ever
Yeah,
be that fucking
don't
person.
be
Jesus
that person.
Christ.
Y'all need
Having an
help.
account,
Help.
having an account saying is she dead? No, dude. And then posting your address. It's just weird, man. It's just weird. People are fucking weird. Roxanne Perez offers Liv Morgan help tonight, but Liv says the best way to help is to stay away. Raquel yells at Perez as Morgan leaves. Liv runs into Io Sky and promises to use Money in the Bank to take the title back. Io says that is not going to happen. Liv
Oh,
Morgan,
watch me.
Oh, yeah, you know what? You did it perfectly. We get a video of Stephanie Vaquer, who is officially on Monday Night Raw.
As she so deserves. And that leads us into our first Money in the Bank qualifying match to open the wrestling on the show. We have Liv Morgan, Ivy Nile, and the aforementioned Stephanie Vaquera squaring off.
Watch me.
It's absolutely remarkable seeing what Vaquera has become in WWE in such a short period of time. She has been in WWE, just shy of a year, and has already won 2 titles in NXT, made the main roster in a short time, and is now in a Money in the Bank qualifying match and possibly in a Money in the Bank match. Well, she did win this match, so she is in the Money in the Bank match. It wouldn't shock me to see her being women's champion before WrestleMania season opens up.
Ooh.
Or somewhere in there.
Can I ask, we know what happened at Money in the Bank. Do you think she has a good betting odds chance to be maybe Women's Royal Rumble winner?
I could see it.
Yeah. I was just thinking
could
that
see
while
it.
you were talking. Because the rise
The way she's being pushed now, she's over. We all know that.
Yeah.
Over is all hell. People have literal signs in the crowd for the moment. It's great. But yeah, she's champion for sure. Within a year, I would say. This match, it was a bit of a slow start, but it really finished out strong. And the little moment there was like, holy fuck, is Ivy gonna win? That was cool. That was like, holy shit, Ivy's actually gonna win here. But yeah, Stephanie won. But it was a good match. It really the ending was cool. That's where it was like, fuck, she might actually not. It might be Ivy now. What the fuck's going on right now?
Psych, Stephanie Vaquera. Because over the push continues. Paul Heyman comes in to wish AJ Styles a happy birthday, offering him some information. That Dominic Mysterio is the Intercontinental Champion, and that means the title needs somebody better, like AJ. That's what AJ should focus on while leave Money in the Bank to Seth Rollins. Styles asks if Paul is tired because he must have thought this was going to work. It didn't, and he says he'll get back to the IC title later. But for now, it's time to win Money in the Bank. Rusev tells Sheamus not to mess with him. Sheamus has a body of granite but a neck of sand. Stay away, he says, or he'll snap his neck. Sheamus gives the Alpha Academy.
How can you snap a neck of sand?
Ooh, that's a good question. Maybe it's wet sand.
Still wouldn't really snap, but okay.
Well, kind of, if you get it hard. Anyway. Sheamus gives the Alpha Academy and Natalia a pep talk. As for Rusev, grow up. As for Rusev, his time outside of WWE lasted about as long as Rusev Day, while Sheamus has been putting on banger after banger. If Rusev wants to prove himself, just remember that Sheamus bullies the bullies, but that makes you a bully. Grow up.
Just kidding.
Never grow up. Never grow up. Never grow up, people.
Up next on the card is a tag team match between the War Raiders and the Judgment Day. New Day is out on commentary again for this match. Once again, we are very well reminded how the tag team division on Raw is ice cold. Not a single thing has been presented lately that is even close to being interesting or important. The Judgment Day come away with the win here after Finn Balor hits the coup de grace, but yeah, this just was. I was falling asleep during this match, quite honestly. They have to find a way to spice up the division, or at the very least, get a new match for me to call my favorite, because I cannot keep thinking about the fact that the Young Bucks are in my favorite match of all time.
Maybe soon. Becky Lynch has only been back for 6 weeks, and Lyra Valkyria has already cost her so much. That's because she's already forgotten everything Lynch has done for her, both here and in NXT. See Stephanie Vaquera, who's speaking some Spanish. Rhea comes in. Cheers are loud. Can't really hear what Ripley says here, but there's a handshake between her and La Primera. Here, Lyra Valkyria does come out for a chat, but she wants Becky Lynch to come out here to say that what she said to her face. Becky comes out with Lyra talking about how Lynch's mind has been poisoned to believe that Lyra couldn't be champion. Becky, who is backing up against the ropes, is just talking about how Lyra is really the one who's poisoned here in this conversation for thinking that she can be the replacement of Becky Lynch. Becky was just basically like, hey, you're trying to be me? No. Lyra's trying to be her. Herself, not Becky. Anyway, work, shoot, pivot. That's our new news. That should be the new news. Instead of news, rumors, and innuendo, it should be work, shoot, pivot. The hit piece.
Work, shoot, Pivot.
The only thing that Valkyria needs to learn is how to raise Becky's hand after Becky beats her. Becky goes to leave, so Lyra challenges her, hey, right now, let's do it right here, right now. But Becky doesn't wrestle in Tulsa, she says. Lyra charges up the ramp, and they do brawl. The refs do end up breaking this up. They show the aforementioned Indiana Pacers beating the New York Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals. And then Michael Cole in the jersey. Penta, he is ready to win Money in the Bank. Zero miedo.
Yeah, we have another tag team match next, and it's Sami Zayn and Jey Uso taking on the Visions, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Yeah, the match was good enough, but knowing that there was no way any one of these four were taking a pin in this match at this point in the story takes a bit away from it. The Seth Rollins interference for the DQ was seen a mile away, but it still works, story-wise. It's just, here we are again with these matches that are just matches to get to a story. I really could do with less of those. There's got to be other ways to get there and actually just have good matches one after another. They have the ability to do it. Kind of like if AEW and WWE took both their thoughts and put them together, probably have a pretty fucking great show.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Because the thought process in AEW is, matches, good matches, 20-minute banners,
right,
more often than not, which I'll give them credit for. They do put on fucking fantastic matches for the most part. They do have some real duds though, but they do put on great matches more often than WWE does. But everything else about AEW sucks. Whereas if they could take that kind of concept for the matches on WWE and still have all that great story, you just have the perfect company, honestly.
You're not wrong.
But anyways, here we are where I'm lost here. Bronson Reed looks absolutely fantastic in his role as the monster for the heel group here. And it's just fucking working. And the story's all, like I said, the match is whatever. The story is fantastic. It has the potential to be one of the best stories, like up there with the Bloodline story, honestly, if they can work it right. It's absolutely fantastic at the moment. Post-match, the beatdown is on, and Zayn is loaded onto the announcer's table, but CM Punk makes the save with the chair.
Not very focused on that Money in the Bank match, CM Punk. It's not what we want. It's not what Sammy wants. Sammy was like, let me die. Liv Morgan, not happy with Finn Balor in the back. Not happy with him using Roxanne Perez to win, but Finn says that Liv might be a little jealous. Balor insists there is no plan, but Morgan trusts Dominic Mysterio, and Balor wants her to trust him. With Liv gone, Balor assures Dom that things are good. Things are good. Judgment Day is fine.
Yep, and that leads us into Kairi Sane taking on one member of the Judgment Day in Raquel Rodriguez. Again, just a match to have a match to get to a point of a different complete thing. And again, this is my point. They do it more often than they should, but we know what we're getting here. A
lot on go home shows too.
Yeah, it's really, they just kind of phone them in. It's kind of annoying after a while. If there's we talk a lot of shit about AEW, but I'm talking shit about WWE right now. When they do this kind of shit, it pisses me off because the matches are pointless. Anyways, nonetheless, you get the tease of a potential Liv Morgan Io Sky title match down the road. Kairi Sane getting the win here. She needed another win here after her disastrous return match from injury where she had to take the loss when she shouldn't have. Her insane elbow is still probably... it's just so much fun when she does it. It's always been really cool moving. It feels like she can beat anybody with it. But, for now, until they figure out what she's doing with her, just having random matches. I'm assuming Asuka is coming back, and then you'll get something. I'm assuming. I don't know.
We will see. In the back, Sami Zayn's in the trainer's room. Karrion Kross comes in. Kross does not like what Sami has been doing, and Zayn asks what do you want from me, dude? It says Zayn could be 10-time world champion if he'll just do the right thing, be evil. Reality is Zayn is just like him. Zayn says Kross is wrong. Kross says, I may be wrong,
but I may be right
too. We get a weekend rundown for Worlds Collide and Money in the Bank. Gunther, who's talking about getting his rematch against Jey Uso next week. Gunther does come up to Jay in the back and talks about how Jay is trying to be a great champion. The problem is Uso refuses to think with his head instead of his heart, which is the wrong way to go about things. Next week, Gunther is getting the title back because he has known he would do this since the title loss at WrestleMania. Next week, party will be over. Uso does not take kindly to this and says he will see him next week.
What do you think the odds of a cash in on Monday Night Raw are?
I think neither of them are coming out champion.
Because they're going to beat the living shit out of each other, and they're going to be worn down.
I think Seth may be champion come the end of Monday Night Raw.
Well, we're thinking the same thing, because that's the first thing that came to my mind. These two are going to go to war, and Seth is going to reap the benefits.
It's all part of the plan.
Main event time, and it's the last Money in the Bank qualifying match. We got AJ Styles, CM Punk, and El Grande Americano going at it. Going into this match, I wanted CM Punk to win, but honestly, I wasn't sure who was going to win. I mean, realistically, El Grande Americano is getting this weird push right now, so he could win. But then you got legends like AJ Styles and CM Punk in the ring as well, who could easily win the match. Like, what's going to happen here? Big thing, though, is that they are teasing the hell out of a Seth Rollins Money in the Bank win this weekend as he continues to interfere in the matches tonight. It's not guaranteed that Seth Rollins is going to win on the weekend, but, I mean, the writing's on the wall at this point. Post-match, Punk goes after Breaker and Reed, but Seth Rollins runs in and keeps up the beatdown. The villains wreck the heroes, and Reed drops some tsunamis to end the show. And we have El Grande Americano going to Money in the Bank. Like I said, a weird push that he's getting.
Now, was it
might be Gable's first championship in WWE.
Maybe. I don't know what championship match he had besides the AAA Mega Championship on the weekend, but okay. He didn't win though, so he's still searching. Was this at the end of Raw where Michael Cole said, "Who can stop him? Who's going to stop Seth Rollins?"
Oh yeah, fucking Michael Cole.
Yeah. Well, you and I saw it actually on Twitter that was Roman Reigns, which Roman Reigns doesn't come back. Spoiler alert. Maybe because they're in the middle of trying to figure out his contract. It's a go home show.
Dog should not be paid $15 million a fucking year to do nothing.
He did carry the company, but come on.
Yeah, but even then, half the time he's fucking part time.
Yeah. It was a go home Monday Night Raw. It was what we've grown used to before PLEs. And you kind of hinted at it quite a few times throughout this, man. Just the tag matches, the playing it safe, and just nothing really mattering and throughout the show. It's just it wasn't the best Monday Night Raw that I can think of, to be honest with you.
No. And Money in the Bank season usually is like that because they're just focusing on setting up those matches and nothing else.
Yeah.
Good thing about Money in the Bank season though, and Money in the Bank though, is once Money in the Bank comes and goes, shit's pretty much reset at once. You got new stories happening. You got the cash-ins when they're going to happen. You got new shit starting. You got everything kind of gets settled in one night really well. So usually afterwards, it feels like it feels like the true start of the new WWE season, honestly. Because Backlash is really just Backlash from WrestleMania. And then you got all the little fill, and you got Money in the Bank, right? So, I mean, next year will be weird because Money in the Bank's at the end of August. So I don't know how they're going to manage. Yeah, but it's really weird because it's going to be after SummerSlam, and SummerSlam is going to end all the big stories, and then all Money in the Bank will be is Money in the Bank.
Maybe it's all one big story, man. I don't know.
Interesting. Anyways, yeah, I mean, not a great Raw, not a horrible Raw, just kind of there.
Yeah. All right, up next is NXT. Just a quick break real quick. But yeah, NXT. Lots to look forward to and build towards a little bit of Worlds Collide and whatever their next PLE is. I think it's Heatwave.
NXT?
Yeah, is it Heatwave that's next, or is it Great American Bash?
Great American Bash is their next one. Nothing else has been announced for that.
Gotcha. Right,
usually they do Heatwave with Money in the Bank, but they didn't this time.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I think mainly because of Worlds Collide was happening, probably.
That's it, actually. You're right. Yeah. All right. We'll be right back. All righty.
Don't do it.
Okay.
Worlds Collide is this weekend, and we are live at the Capitol Wrestling Center in Orlando, Florida for NXT this week. Worlds Collide will feature some NXT stars on the card, so we'll call this a go-home show. Trick Williams is defending his newly attained TNA World Championship against Mike Santana. So this should be a pretty big-time show.
Mike Santana's on the card. Probably not gonna be that good.
Nah, probably not.
Good. Never is.
Nah, probably not.
The opening recap highlights last week's title changes and this week's TNA title match, of course. Laredo Kid, Javon Evans, and Ethan Page are coming to talk. Page makes it clear that Ray Phoenix isn't here tonight due to travel issues, so he should be in the ring tap dancing on the memory of Ricky Saints. Now, though, someone named Sean Legacy is getting a title shot, but Evans and Kid both want that title. Page goes to leave, but there is Sean Legacy to cut him off. Legacy would love to face either Evans or Kid, but next week he could become a double champion. Cue the Vanity Project to say Jackson Drake is winning the Evolve title this week, and that they have Ethan Page's back. They brawl with the good guys, of course, hitting Sarah Davison standing tall. El Hijo del Vikingo will be in the main event. A Worlds Collide is in the building.
The son of the Viking. Opening match on the show tonight is Chase U taking on Dark State. This match wasn't quite a squash match by definition, but it basically was. I'm not sure where Chase U is going at this point, but they're definitely not being treated as anything serious at the moment. Dark State does continue to be built as a big-time heel faction, and so far it is working because they are just tearing through the competition.
Yeah, I've had my worries about Chase U, but I think we'll be all right. I think they'll figure it out. I think they'll work something, but it's not the same. It's not my Chase U that I knew. You know,
it's not my Chase U.
It's not my Chase U, man. Yeah, that's not my Chase U. Thought it was a gang sign. Probably should delete that. Ava tells Sean Legacy, Laredo Kid, and Javon Evans to find a partner to face Ethan Page of the Vanity Project. They don't know anyone, but Dragon Lee comes in and says hello. I could do it. Track Williams.
Track Williams here to beat Mock Santana.
Trick Williams is ready to beat up Mike Santana. Earlier this week, Tyra May Steele was nervous about making her NXT debut. Ariana Grace comes in to say no one likes someone who talks too much. Steele thinks she just found her first opponent.
That's wild coming from Ariana because she talks a lot. Next up on the wrestling front, we have Miles Bourne fighting for his freedom from the No Quarter Catch crew against Charlie Dempsey. I don't know why you'd want any freedom away from Ren Sinclair, but hey, teach their own. This match went the way it should have gone, as you couldn't have Miles taking a loss here after an awesome performance at Battleground against the champion. Bourne, he has quite clearly outgrown the No Quarter Catch crew, so having him win against some cheating by Dempsey and then beating him at his own game was a great way to go. Good match here, better result, because I think Miles Bourne is destined to be something. He's got it, I think.
I think NXT champion, you think so?
I think so.
I think he'll get there. Izzy Dame, she attacks Brooks Jensen with a chair because he is officially out of the Culling.
Sean Spears is up to shit. Probably making room for Peyton to come over.
Ooh, Sean Spears up to something season.
Sean Spears is always up to something, so it's really not a surprise. I mean, if I was in his group, I'd be watching my back 24/7.
Watch back, Nico.
It's like being friends with Seth Rollins. Not a good choice. Up next is the debut match of LFG winner Tyra May Steele going up against Ariana Grace. Simply put, if you want to make Tyra look like a star right off the hop, having her pretty much easily defeat Grace in 2 minutes and 24 seconds is the way to go about it. Great debut from Tyra here, and let's see where they take it from here with her.
Yeah, the LFG talents. Let's see what they do. They made why am I Jasper Troy look good too in his debut. So
Jasper Troy looked like a monster in his debut.
Get a look,
and then going right after Oba. Big move, bold, big balls.
We see JC Jane and her women's title win last week, and the line that sticks out. You all may be shocked, but I'm not.
Yeah, it's JC for you, baby. Yeah. That's JC.
Mike Santana, he fires up already, being ready to fight to save TNA from Trick Williams. He knows how great Trick is, but tonight he's going to be 3 seconds better. Fatal Influence come out
That's
for
what he
JC
told his girlfriend last night.
Big celebration. Jane tells the fans to stay off that bandwagon for now that she's won the title. The looks on everyone's faces when she won the title last week made her happy, and she was never shocked at all. She has put in the work for years.
What's she fucking talking about? I was pumped.
Yeah, for a second, it had to register for you. Don't act like you just all of a sudden were like, yes, it had to register. You're like, whoa, what? That just happened?
Well, yeah.
All right, let's go.
Let's go.
Come on.
I was basically Mike Rome.
Yeah, you were. The one guy.
Oh,
Mike,
okay.
good job.
Okay, we're good.
She has put in the work for years and got better. The reality is that she and Fallon Henley have been friends for years. And they decided to fake the fight to give her a better chance of winning the title. Do you believe her? I don't believe her. I don't know why, but I don't believe her.
No. They've been faking fighting for the last 4 months. I don't think so.
Laney Reed, of all people, interrupts her, saying JC is the most beatable champion of all time. Lola Vice thinks she should get the title as well, but Jordan Grace comes in to throw her name in the hat as well, followed by Jada Parker and Kalani
Where
Jordan.
the fuck did Laney Reed come from?
Yeah, and then Lash Legend and Thea Hale. So, the big fight can be all. The lights go out, and guess who's there? Mariah May. She is up on the balcony level. She wants the women's title. And as we talked about in the news, there is no official name yet for Mariah. We will probably find that out maybe this upcoming NXT to see
Mariah
what the name
March.
will be. Mariah March, man. The Evolved Prime Minister, Stevie Turner.
March, man. No, not March, man. Just March.
The Evolved Prime Minister, Stevie Turner. And Evolved Women's Champion, Callie Armstrong. They want someone to step up. And then we see Ethan Page and the Vanity Project. They're getting ready for their 8-man.
I love that they
match.
call Stevie Turner Prime Minister because she's British.
Yeah, that's good.
We also have a Prime Minister in Canada. For you that don't know, because we were once part of the British monarchy, we did not kill our fellow men to claim our independence like other countries.
America, fuck yeah.
America, fuck yeah.
And
8-man tag team action.
Of the brave.
I'll never make fun of another country's national anthem. So I won't say what I wanted to say.
Okay.
8-man tag team action next with Ethan Page and Vanity Project facing off against Shawn Legacy, Laredo Kid, Javon Evans, and as Wade Barrett would say, Javon Evans and Dragon Lee.
What's the other name that he says that pisses you off?
Bianca.
Yeah, that's it.
Fuck, dude. Every time I hear him say Bianca, I fucking lose it.
Yeah, you're like, get her to Raw, please. Get her to Raw.
Just seriously, I can't stand listening to Wade say Bianca. Bianca. It's Bianca, fucker. This is one of those matches designed to set up the 4-way match at Worlds Collide and also showcase Shawn Legacy as a potential threat for the title, Ethan Page's title in the future. Having Dragon Lee get the pin for the win is interesting as he really has nothing to do with anything here. But I guess it works in a way to not give anyone in the Fatal 4-Way match on the weekend a perceived advantage. Good enough match, but, nothing out of the ordinary.
Go home show for these guys. Obafemi, Jasper Troy, they have a tense stare down. Their contract is signed for a future match between the two. Zarya and Sol Ruka run into Tatum Paxley, who says she didn't want to go out there earlier. Izzy Dame comes in and suggests that Paxley purge the people who aren't her real friends. Sean Spears up to something season, trying to get Tatum to come join the culling. Tony D'Angelo talks to Luca, who has gotten them a match with High Rise to show that they can trust each other. Tony says that Crucifino didn't get the family's permission, but Crucifino says, we're really not a family anymore. And then we get a tease for what is coming next week on NXT.
Yeah, that leads us into our main event. Trick Williams defending the TNA World Championship against TNA's Mike Santana. Good enough match. The big thing here was the ending had a really cool twist to it, having AJ Francis and Casey Navarro from TNA attack Santana and setting up Trick Williams for the trick shot to retain. Santana winning the title will be a great moment. It will happen at some point, but they don't need it to happen yet. I still think Joe Hendry is going to be the one to win the title back for TNA, and then Santana will take it off Hendry. But it's only a matter of time. Santana is going to be top dog in TNA. But this also sets up, stories for Mike Santana and AJ Francis and Casey Navarro and their group over in TNA, all that stuff going down. So they're killing two birds, one stone here.
I don't know if I fully agree with Joe Hendry being the one to beat Trick for the title, but I think you might be right on that. But I think what I was gonna say is when the TNA title finally goes back to a TNA wrestler, I assume it will be on a TNA pay-per-view. I don't think it'll happen on an NXT.
I'm thinking Slammiversary will be.
Yeah, so we'll be keeping our eye out for that for when the title's on the line. Killing it where it seems believable. You might be right with Joe Hendry getting his lick back and getting the title back from him. That would make sense. But Mike Santana, yeah, man, he's incredible. NXT, hey, Mariah May showed up. I'm happy about that. I'll never forget when she popped up on my Twitter timeline years ago, just as the independent wrestler from the UK. Pretty as all hell. Of course, she catches your eye. I was like, oh yeah, she's cool. And then I kind of I followed her and didn't think anything of it from that until we were watching AEW. And then she showed up. I was like, oh shit, I followed her years ago. Like, oh my goodness, oh, it's great, she's here. And then also to see her in my favorite company and on one of my favorite shows in NXT. So Mariah May, kill it. Great storyteller, by the way, Mariah May. She did have one of AEW's greatest stories with Tony Storm. You're only as good as your partner, but she really helped that story too.
Who the fuck are you going to cheer for when Tiffany Stratton faces Mariah May?
Don't fucking talk to me like that. Like, that's so rude. Why would you even talk to me like that?
I mean,
do you really want to answer? I can answer the question. You want me to? True, honest answer. Mariah.
But Tiffany.
Fuck, I know. Tiffy. Liv Morgan. That's who I choose.
Okay. Well, she's not in the match, but okay.
If they give me a fatal four-way of Liv Morgan, Tiffany Stratton, Mariah May, and Alexa Bliss, I don't know what I'm going to do.
I have a pretty good idea what.
Chill. That's not what I meant. What I want to choose.
This show felt like the week, NXT, they lost some talent to the main roster, but they restocked the shelves, especially in the women's division there. The door has been revolving at a crazy place in NXT lately. Like, talent's coming in, talent's going out. Shit's always happening. NXT's always on fire. They never disappoint. I think, once in the last year, we've seen, like, maybe 2 bad NXT shows. We're like, that was fucking shitty. But
can't bat 1,000.
But anyways, yeah, great stuff going on. A lot of stuff set up for TNA, for NXT, for the women's division, for Worlds Collide coming up, all that stuff. Good show. Great go-home show.
Alrighty, let us move along, shall we?
To, what are we on? SmackDown? We're on SmackDown. Night before Money in the Bank. We are live, sort of. Not really. We watched it. No, we didn't even watch it live. We are from the Dignity Health Arena in Bakersfield, California, and it's time for the final push for the weekend show. Once again, not live, but we didn't watch it live. I'm not. Just go.
Yeah. Bakersfield, California, a little further away from Los Angeles, where Money in the Bank is. And I just wanted to add something. I forgot. This is how much of an American I am. I don't pay attention to the news much anymore because, honestly, the news depresses me. When I could have saved this for Money in the Bank, but we were talking about the seating thing with people come from Worlds Collide to Money in the Bank. And I also just completely forgot about the fact that there is a bunch of riots going on right now in the streets of Los Angeles at this very moment still with protesting and all sorts of crap. Apparently, that was also part of the reason of people getting to the show in Los Angeles. It was something that I meant to say in the news, but just dawned on me because we mentioned California. So yeah, the news is depressing because that's how it goes. Yeah. America. God bless America. Seth Rollins, American. Braun Breaker. American.
Riots are never the way to go about things. Peaceful protests
Yeah, I know.
Riots don't get anything done.
No, it just escalates and escalates and escalates. Yeah, Seth Rollins, American. Braun Breaker, American. Bronson Reed, not American. And Paul Heyman are here. I don't even know what Paul Heyman is. To get things going, he's a rat. That's what Paul Heyman is, the rat. To get things going, meaning, CM Punk chance, of course, with them in the ring. Rollins says he's ready to take everything tomorrow night when he wins Money in the Bank to gain absolute power. We get an OTC chant with Seth saying no one can hear him because he's on the island of irrelevancy. They are here to take care of anyone in their way, like Sammy, Punk, or even Roman. None of them have ever cared about the people, but Rollins always has cared about them. He's willing to drag them into the future, and no one can stop them. This one caught me off guard. I didn't expect Solo, Jacob, and JC Mateo to interrupt. I didn't expect that to be the interruption, but we get a big stare down. Two heel factions here at this moment. Solo saying they're standing here. Is Braun supposed to be the right hand man? Jey Uso? Is Bronson the new Sami Zayn? Yeah, Solo's just good. He's comedy right now with the
Solo
facial expressions. It's just
he's just being himself finally, and it's great. Money in the Bank match, everything he did, mocking everybody, fucking mocking Penta, mocking LA Knight.
Yeah.
It's so fucking good.
Solo's on another level right now. Seth tells him to choose his next words very carefully, though. Solo promises he will win the briefcase tomorrow. Solo should be scared of Reed and Breaker, but he should be more scared that his family would rather stab him in the back than have his own back. Maybe Jacob can stop being the Samoan werewolf and start being called Solo's bitch. Sko's ready to fight, but Braun and Fatu get in their way for a lovely stare down. It gets the pop. If you remember Monday Night Raw, back when they had that stare down, the crowd popped for that too. So eventually we're going to get that Jacob and Braun match. Most of them leave, and it's Jimmy Uso who runs in to jump JC Mateo, who is scheduled to have a match with him right now. Lost your cap.
What's that?
You lost your cap.
Cap?
Yeah, did you lose something? I heard something hit the ground.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We're going to go to a quick break and be right back.
All right.
And we are back. Had a little technical difficulties with glasses. I popped out a lens. Time to go get some new ones. But anyways, nonetheless, we're good to go. Now they're freaking crooked, and that's gonna drive me insane. Watch me pop out the lens again. All right, that's better. Anyways, right into the action with the first match on SmackDown with the aforementioned Jimmy Uso and JC Mateo facing off. Interesting having JC Mateo take a loss here so early in his run in WWE, but if nothing else, it does make Fatu feel even more like an indestructible monster if he never loses. Jimmy needed this win, and I see him getting back into the mix with Solo and company sooner than later. Post-match, Mateo yells at Sikoa that Fatu is the problem. Seething ensues.
Yeah, he's the problem. Well, yeah. Zelina Vega.
You ever see that gif of like Bambi when he gurs, like grr, 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 grr.
Zelina Vega, she comes and runs up into Julia, saying that you have to earn a Women's United States title match. Damian Priest and Jacob Fatu cross paths where Damian tells him, hey, I'm coming for that U.S. title. Jacob does like this, but Damian, you better bring it.
Yeah, and that leaves yada. I mean, we all know what you mean. Next up is Zelina Vega in a non-title defense against Piper Niven of the Secret Service. I'm kind of over. I'm kind of over Zelina, feuding with Chelsea and the Secret Service. As much as I'm probably over her title reign already, it's not been very good at all. Julia showing up makes one think that she'll be champion in WWE sooner than later, as well as Stephanie, as we already mentioned. Both of them are on astronomical rises to the top of the company.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say so. I think both of them are definitely built that way. Yeah, I mean the match was fine and all. I'm just over the story of it. It's boring. Post match, Julia lays Vega out with not much trouble at all.
Yeah, I agree with the boring thing. It's very similar to the Raw tag division in a sense.
Yeah.
The same stuff. Come on, let's mix it up a little bit. We see Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso with Jey being he's a little banged up here. Jimmy comes in, but they're all ready for tonight and tomorrow. Aleister Black thinks LA Knight stole a win from him.
You
so
totally glazed right over there because Cody goes, "You good, man? Yeah, I'm good. You good, man?" And then Jimmy came out, "You straight, man? Yeah, I'm sure." Why does everyone keep asking me that?
Yeah. Just making sure, man. Just making sure. Aleister Black thinks LA Knight stole a win from him, so now it's time to take something back from him. Or take something from LA Knight, say in a match with no special rules. If LA Knight wins, Black will shake his hand and he will admit defeat. LA Knight comes out for a talking to with the crowd before his match. This is the third year in a row he's in Money in the Bank. Some fan in the crowd chants third time's a charm. He knows there are some people in this match he has some respect for, Penta, Andrade, but there are some dummies in this match too. Those dummies are like El Grande Americano. He calls him El Grande Americano Gable. I don't know why Chad Gable's getting brought up in this conversation because he's not even in the fucking match. So
It's Chad Gable
and Seth Rollins are also the other dummies. LA Knight isn't going to let Rollins burn it down because it'll be a hot night with him in Los Angeles. As for Aleister Black, it's time to make him feel disappointed again when he gets to LA. Knight, well, we're in Bakersfield though, but he's not making it tonight. Aleister's going to be on his couch watching, but nonetheless, LA Knight. Yeah.
Yeah, that leaves us into LA Knight versus Aleister Black. I get we need matches on a wrestling show, same thing as fucking Raw, but can we come up with better ideas than having two guys that can't be losing a match right now facing off? It just sets up the inevitable.
There's got to be a loser in this match, right?
Well, no, because it sets up the inevitable interference DQ finish, and this time it's Seth Rollins exacting some more damage on more of his opponents in the Money in the Bank ladder match tomorrow. Hopefully the silver lining out of this match is that it leaves Aleister Black wanting to get some revenge in the future. Maybe, against LA Knight or probably actually Seth. He gets pissed off at Seth, so it'll probably be Seth, I hope. But post-match Black is not happy with Rollins for costing him a match. Braun Breaker is in with the Super Spear. Knight takes one of his own, and the villains stand tall.
Yeah. Maybe this is part of the Seth story, taking everybody out. But I think when we were watching this.
You know what I hated? And I'm just going to say right now, Money in the Bank. Seth was beating up, Uso, all these guys, leading up to the match.
Yeah.
And match comes, and none of them seem to be showing any effects of that. It's like
that's what I was about to say. Because
can we throw in a bandage? Can we throw in a bandage around the ribs of a dude or something? Like, come on.
Because we were both trying to figure out watching the match, who's going to win this match. Neither of them, right? And then it was like, well, LA Knight. Well, no, Aleister really doesn't. And then obviously the DQ. Then when they beat down LA Knight, we were both like, oh, maybe they're going to replace him with somebody. Maybe it's an interesting swerve. But he showed up at Money in the Bank just fine. So
just fine.
Okay. Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce, though, they are here to make an announcement. King and Queen of the Ring tournaments are starting with four-way matches, setting up the semifinals, which will be singles, which the finals will be taking place at Night of Champions. And the winners of the King and Queen of the Ring will be getting a title shot at SummerSlam.
Is that new?
No, that did happen. I thought about that again. Gunther, that's when he won. He won King of the Ring, and he won the title at SummerSlam. He got the title match at SummerSlam. Yep.
Yeah. Right.
Jade Cargill is ready to win the Queen of the Ring, but she's asked about her relationship with Bianca. Cue Charlotte to interrupt, telling her to choose her friends wisely. Charlotte is going to win the Queen of the Ring tournament, she says. Tiffy comes in to say, good luck. And just she did not seem very sincere in this.
Good luck.
Legado del Fantasma, they're ready to prove why they are the real family of Lucha at Worlds Collide. Chad Gable and American Made are here with Gable saying he's ready to win the AAA Mega title at Worlds Collide. Andrade and Penta come in to mock him. Nick Aldis interrupts all of this to make a tag match for later. Tiffany Stratton comes out to talk to the people. Last year, she became the youngest Miss Money in the Bank in history.
Had a wardrobe malfunction.
And the it girl of WWE. Now it's time for someone else to win the briefcase, and that means their world will be revolving around me, Tiffany. She asks Bakerfields, what time is it? But Rhea Ripley interrupts. Ripley says she's never been in Money in the Bank because she has never had to be before. She does know what it's like
Facts.
to be a champion, though, and she will be champ again. Stephanie Vaquer interrupts. Get a little stare down between the three, and it's time for the scheduled 6-women tag team match.
After the in-ring antics pre-match, we have 6 women facing off in a 6-woman tag match, featuring all the competitors in the Money in the Bank ladder match tomorrow. These matches are really for one reason and one reason only: showcase the talent who are competing in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Try to further along a little animosity between any of them. Smart move letting Rhea get the pinfall win here, as she hasn't really done a lot of anything lately, other than just talk. And everyone needs a reminder once in a while of who's on top, and that's Mommy.
Mommy's always on top. Yep, it's true. Solo Sikoa is trying to calm JC Mateo down about Jacob Fatu, saying, "Hey, he's all gas, no brains.
All grass, no brains.
All gas, no brains." And of course, as they walk away, we see Jacob Fatu.
Of course.
Conversation. Because of course, the Wyatts cut off the signs of the night, and this, I think we've talked about the old before they had to go away with injuries. Those segments from the Wyatts and Bo and all of them were freaking gold, and this is just another one to add to the list. Uncle Hattie talked about how his grief does continue, and he has seen the loyalty, trust, and brotherhood in the tag division, but everyone wants to forget about them. They're not back for nostalgia or closure, but to destroy everyone.
So fucking good.
And then we cut to the back, which is even more hilarious. DIY trying to rally the tag division to fight against the Wyatts. Come together, fight the Wyatts, but all the teams seem to want to do it by themselves. We'll take them on one-on-one. We got Montez saying pointing at Fraxium and all the teams. Fraxium, you're not fine. Points at the machine guns. He's like, "You're going to need to bring them guns. We're going to need them guns." So all the teams minus DIY are like, "We can handle it on our own." And DIY are like, "All right, you guys got it. Good luck. Keep it up." But Nick Aldis kind of makes it seem like there's going to be a team facing the Wyatts next week. And I got a feeling it's going to be DIY.
Oh, so Montez is gold, man.
You going to need to bring them guns.
Fraxon, you ain't fine. You ain't fine.
You going to bring them guns, please. Worlds Collide. We get a rundown for that and Money in the Bank.
Yeah, and then we have Penta and Andrade taking on American Made up next. I don't really see as at this point. I mean, obviously we already know, but I don't see Penta. I didn't see Penta or Andrade winning the Money in the Bank match. But putting them together in a match on the same tag team, fucking wise choice, because they made this match fucking fast paced, high action, all offense. Just completely outworking the Creeds, which is hard to do because the Creeds, they're good in their own rights. The interference from Gable and Vikingo with the save was fun. It makes me looking forward to their match the next day even more. And they don't disappoint in that match either. We'll get to that shortly. Big takeaway here, though, is Andrade. So fucking good, man.
He's good, man.
So good. That fake out elbow is still one of the coolest moves. It's so clean. And then Penta's charisma just continues to be off the charts. Post-match, the winners celebrate, but here's Seth Rollins, yet again, and company to interrupt. The beatdown is on, and Penta gets tsunami, but he's perfectly fine the next day. No lasting injury.
Well, it was just one tsunami, not multiple.
Just one from a 400-pound man.
Yeah. And they cut to commercial break, and we come back with Paul Heyman saying they don't fear the future because they are the future. Rollins has told them everything that would happen and that it has all came to pass. They are the vanguards of the future of WWE, and tomorrow Seth will become Mr. Money in the Bank again. Then he will cash in and become the new world champion again with Paul Heyman. Then Heyman gets cut off by Cody Rhodes here. And then, of course, Jey Uso comes out. We take a long break here. With Seth and company gone, Cody asks people, of course, what they want to talk about. Cody talks about John Cena calling him desperate last week. This is ironic coming from Cena, who threw 21 years of goodwill away and is now with Logan Paul, who is kind of like seeing Michael Hayes teaming with the Hardys.
That line was fucking wild.
Okay, Cody. John Cena comes out, gets the big introduction, of course, which allows Logan Paul to sneak in for a beatdown. Paul and Cena clean house, leaving John to say that no one is coming to save them. This is your future. With Paul holding up the Raw World title. So, yeah, they're in the ring. Yeah, sorry. the fact that Raw World title, it's the World Heavyweight Championships. And also, I just want to say, can we go back to calling the Intercontinental Championship the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship? Because it says it on the title, and I feel like Dom could have fun calling himself a heavyweight champion.
Well, wasn't that only added because Gunther added it to it?
Yeah,
No.
but it still says it on the title. So I need like Dom to be like, I'm a heavyweight champion, bro. So they're both holding the title. Cena tells people to humble themselves for Paul before the good guys are taken out again. The crowd is chanting, "We want truth." Cena's like, "You want our truth? The truth is right here." The fans want, of course, the truth, and John Cena saying, "You can't handle the truth. That's because you're all a bunch of losers." Paul and Cena hold those titles high to end SmackDown.
Never do that. I mean, John Cena's. It is his title, but
yeah, Logan did it.
Logan, not your title, bud. One day it will be, though. Definitely one day it will be his title.
SmackDown wasn't terrible, but it was kind of just like very similar to Raw. Let's set stuff up. Let's just have matches, and here we go. Go home show. Everybody be careful. Let's not do anything too crazy, and we'll get to the pay-per-views. That's really all it was.
Let's not throw our hip out the day before a freaking PLE match.
Don't do that. It's not a good idea. But yeah, I mean, it was all right. There was some good action in the matches. Penta and Andrade, you talked about it when you broke down the match, worked really well together. And yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah, this show basically, like I said, just puts all the focus on the ladder matches for the weekend. Just Seth Rollins doing his, heel shit, trying to take out his opponents, weaken them, which he obviously didn't do at all. But, anyways, Rollins wanting to win again and needing to win again, and the implications that can have on the WWE right now is wild. And we all know that he wins, obviously. We'll get to that. But like you said, the cash-in could come as early as tomorrow.
Yeah, 100%.
And it could be freaking wild. I'm pumped to see what happens. Like I said, this Seth Rollins story right now is probably the best thing going on in WWE. And it's not even gotten off the ground yet. So it's.
Can I just say, if Seth's trying to portray the future of the WWE, right? So his mindset is he's gonna make the future of the WWE. This is the future. I will be the face of the future, and then Braun and all this. And he's got the briefcase. Why would he go after the World Heavyweight Championship and not go after Cena, who says he's going to ruin wrestling? I understand.
Cena's a heel.
I understand the
Seth
simplicity. I understand the simplicity of the heel face gimmick, but that was just my thought as you were talking. I'm like, if Seth is trying to be the future of wrestling, why would he want the other champion to destroy?
Well, because then Seth would be the only champion left.
I guess that's that's why we do the show. I say things and you have a counter to it, and it works.
If you're only champion in wrestling, then you're the only champion in wrestling. Yeah, everything's going to change on the weekend, and it does. A lot of things change after the weekend, and in a good way. But yeah, they did a good job. I definitely was hyped for Worlds Collide and Money in the Bank after the week's worth of shows. So in that sense, they did good. As for the quality of matches and everything, yeah, don't watch this week's of wrestling or last week of wrestling. This week in wrestling, as we call it, don't watch the matches because they're not a lot of them were good.
No. Well,
yeah, and that leads us into the weekend. Quite a busy stretch for WWE over the course of 24 hours. You had SmackDown Friday night, Money in the Bank Saturday night. In the middle, you got Worlds Collide, a collaborative effort between WWE and AAA, and here we are. And it was a wild weekend of wrestling.
It was, because we kicked things off with the opening promo narrated by Rey Mysterio himself, speaking Spanish, but of course with the English subtitles for us non-Espanol speakers. We get a fun package highlighting the purchase of AAA by WWE, but mixing in highlights from both companies. Live from the Kia Forum in Inglewood, Los Angeles, California, we see a lot of fans, of course, outside the arena. Rey Mysterio, Stephanie McCare, Lola Vice, Chad Gable, and Vikingo are arriving backstage. The commentary team for the show, Corey Graves and Conan. Spanish announced team is 2 members from AAA, and the guy who does it for WWE. For those who are wondering, in the ring we see Marisa Pena. I was getting there. The president of AAA. I was getting there.
Michael Pena, baseball player. Like, come on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's Maricela.
Maricela Pena, the president of AAA, alongside Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and Blue Panther. We get, of course, the Mexican national anthem, and then Lillian Garcia to sing the national anthem of the United States.
If you have not noticed already, we have both been really tired for this show.
Yeah, dude, we watched a lot of wrestling recently. I will say there was, I think the interviewer or ring announcer for AAA is married to Finn Balor.
You keep talking, I'll find that out.
We'll look that up. See who Finn Balor's wife is and see if she was part of AAA. Maybe not currently or was, but I think I read that. I was scrolling through X. I don't know about truth. Corey, so we get the show opening to our backstage. Makes way through, of course, Rey Mysterio is all over the show. Ray on the mic speaks, but is cut off by the chance of Lucha. He is
hold up.
What's up?
What?
Oh, she's gorgeous.
Finn Balor is married to Veronica Rodriguez, a Mexican sports journalist and TV presenter.
Yes.
He was previously in a relationship with Kathy Kelly, a ring announcer, television host, and sports journalist.
You didn't know that?
I did not know he was dating Kathy Kelly.
He dated Kathy for a minute, yeah. Yeah. Finn Balor.
Anyways, yes, she was at Worlds Collide hosting.
Okay. And hey, Finn also dated Becky Lynch too.
No, okay. This weekend has been a busy one for her. First promoting AAA Worlds Collide, followed by hosting the 2025 Money in the Bank.
Good for her. Yeah, it's what I read.
And yeah, she's gorgeous.
She's gorgeous. Finn only dates gorgeous women, apparently.
Apparently.
Well, when you have a 12-pack of chiseled abs.
Literally, have you ever heard all the comments made by the women's roster about Finn Balor?
0% body fat. Those comments are from Pat McAfee. But yeah, the whole world will now see why he fell in love with Lucha Libre.
As a kid.
Yeah.
As a kid. I'm only bringing that up because I lost my spot where we were talking about. Opening match of the show is Mr. Iguana, who is over as fuck, apparently. Aerostar and Octagon Jr. versus Dragon Lee, Cruz del Toro, and Lince Dorado.
Dude, the impressions from WWE's social account with Mr. Iguana shirts for sale have over 500K views, likes, or 50K likes, a bunch of impressions. Holy shit, this dude got over.
Over. Yeah, this match was a blast. I mean, first off, Liv Morgan and Dirty Dom are at ringside, and Conan, one of the many very weird, boring stuff that he said tonight, says that this is not American wrestling. Yeah, no shit.
He was so bad, man.
Horrible. Jimmy Smits or Conan? Who's worse?
Conan.
Exactly. This match, though, it was a blast. Tons of action. And the comedy with Mr. Iguana worked well. The Lince Dorado spot where he got the iguana and started wrestling the iguana was fantastic. Good stuff. Yeah. That's classic, Mexican wrestling. They love to have fun with their wrestling matches. That's quite common in their shows. And it worked really well. The storytelling, the match style, very lucha. Hot start to the show with AAA taking the first win of the night between the two companies.
Post-match, Dom, of course, has something to say, and he sees that, hey, you appear to be Rey Mysterio fans, but he's a deadbeat. Octagon Jr. comes face-to-face with him, drags Dom over the barricade, and they brawl to the arena floor. The fight goes into the ring. Mr. Iguana and Aerostar are watching for a second, but then they go to break it up. There's also a moment where Mr. Iguana has his iguana, and he barks it at Liv to get her to back up. It was hilarious.
Mr. Iguana's over, man.
Yeah.
He's over.
So they brawl, but it always broke up. Dom tells Octagon that he will see him at Money in the Bank, and he's putting the IC title on the line later tonight. Eat that, Dave Meltzer. We get a video package and history lesson about Antonio Pena and all that he did for AAA and Lucha Libre as a whole. We see Dorian Ronaldo, Conan, and I fucked it up earlier. I don't want to fuck it up again.
Dorian Roldan,
I
Conan.
got that.
No, you said Dorian Ronaldo.
Roldan. Okay, yeah, but the
Conan and Maricela Pena.
Maricela Pena, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking about him, we see Mascara Sagrada and Latin Lover at ringside. I said that right? Sagrada?
Yeah, you're good. It's just it's hilarious. You're American. You should know more. Be able to speak Spanish.
I took Spanish too in high school. I know a little bit. I talk with Spanish guys I work with.
Not well, apparently.
But they taught me something. They said that the people that you normally see in America are Mexicans. They're not Spanish. I was like, huh? And he's like, see him?
Well, Spanish is from Spain.
Well, he's like, you see him? He's from like Uruguay. And I was like, okay. And then I just went,
South America, where the Spanish.
I went, no habla español. No sé. All right, chill. In the back, Chuy Martinez has Legado del Fantasma. He asked them how they're going to get it done tonight. Berto wants to know if he is blind. Look at me. Garza says they came from Legacy as well. Escobar holds up a WWE logo and says this means something. Lucha Libre means something, but they're ready to prove to the world who owns the Lucha universe. They have two words. Familia, Legado. We get a video package for the women's matchup coming. We are introduced to Stephanie and Lola, if you don't know who they are. All right. And Dalys and Chic Tormenta. Io Sky and Tiffany Stratton are ringside for this match.
Yeah, and that brings up the next match on the card, which is Stephanie Becker and Lola Vice squaring off against Dalys and Chic Tormenta. Conan, once
Why
again,
is this in your notes?
was into a story about Dalys being trained by her husband and fighting bears. But when Lola came out, he stopped talking. So for once, I have to say bravo, Lola. Bravo. Good job, girl. But yeah, she'll do that. She'll do that. She really
true.
will. Short match here, no surprise, but Stephanie did not do a whole hell of a lot if she has a Money in the Bank match in about 3 hours to compete in. Lola and Stephanie did work really well together. Here to get the win for WWE over AAA.
2-0.
Probably the weakest match on the card, and I think it really had mostly to do with the fact that Stephanie was not really utilized in this match at all.
Yep. So as it stands, it's 2-0 to WWE. Post-match, Vero Rodriguez wants to interview the winners. Martinez is in the back with Chad Gable. He has said some unsavory things about Lucha. And how is he going to handle Vikingo? This is a second home for Chad, he says. Just look at him. This is going to be a great night as he's going to win, and El Grande Americano is going to walk out as the Money in the Bank winner, and Gable will walk out as the new AAA Mega Champion. Video package for the upcoming six-man match. We get the promo for LDF, but you got so I was told you have to say the full name for Dr. Wagner. You have to say El Hilo del Dr. Wagner Jr. People on Twitter, the IWC told me you just can't call him Dr. Wagner. Apparently that's insulting. So yeah.
Yeah,
it's really cool. Cycloclap Pagano. They cut their own promos. A lot of good promos here. And Chavo Guerrero is here as well, as are the Street Profits. And then So yeah. Let's move on to the next match, I guess.
Well, the big thing was they had some guy in a Casey Jones mask up first, and it said the Street Profits under him. And everyone's like, what the fuck? Even Angelo Dawkins posted it on his Twitter and went, huh?
Huh? Who dis?
Next match tonight is Legado del Fantasma versus AAA's Pagano, Psycho Clown, and El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. This match just did not work for me. I don't see that. Did you see the hype in El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr.?
No.
I don't know. And honestly, I've never liked anything Legado del Fantasma has done, so this whole match just did not work as well. I did dig Psycho Clowns and Pagano's style.
Yeah.
It's just fun. It's fun, and they're big dudes that do lucha shit. It's wild, actually. But the match had good action. They all worked well together. It just didn't click. WWE goes up 3-1 and 3-1 in this. 3-1, 2-1,
2-1.
2-1. That's right. Yeah, they go up 2-1 on AAA in the show with Legado taking the win.
Yep, 2-1. We get, of course, hype for the FIFA World Cup, which is coming to North America in 2026. On November 6, 1994, AAA made history in Los Angeles as the original Worlds Collide took place between AAA and WCW, which you did not know about this, and neither did I.
I had no idea.
That could be something to go back and look at and see how Lucha was rocking back in 94.
Those clips they showed look fucking wild, man.
Yeah. Vero Rodriguez again is talking, but this time talking to El Hilo del Vikingo in the back. And he says he's going to fly tonight. He's going to show Chad who the real master of Lucha Libre is. Savio Vega and Damian Priest are here in the building, as well as Blue Demon Jr.
Yeah, and now we've reached 2 matches that we literally all showed up for.
100%.
Up first is the Fatal 4-Way match for the NXT North American Championship, with Ethan Page defending against G-Von Evans, Laredo Kid, and Ray Phoenix. Lillian Garcia with the in-ring introductions for this match. Yeah, it's not like Ethan Page was really in any danger of losing this match with him just winning the title, but you'd be pretty stupid to believe that one of these guys would not have been able to pick up the task anyway if needed be. Yeah. We all know how good Ray Phoenix is, and we all know how good Laredo Kid is, but goddamn, Javon Evans is an absolute megastar in the making. This was a masterclass on wrestling, and everyone performed amazingly. Fantastic match. Ethan Page gets the win here to put WWE up 3-1 on AAA for the show, but this match knocked it out of the fucking park, man.
Yes, sir. 3-1 for the WWE. And then we get leading to this. But first, since April 30th, 1993, Triple Mania is the marquee event for AAA. It is their Super Bowl, their WrestleMania. On August 16th, Triple Mania 33 will be taking place. Interested to see, maybe it's we probably got to watch that. We got to find a way to watch Triple Mania.
I think we do.
And we'll see if the WWE influence shows up. I assume so. Hopefully not JBL because he went full heel in Mexico. But we'll see. It is time for the main event of the evening, afternoon, whatever you want to call it. We see Vikingo, who defeated everyone's favorite asshole, Alberto El Patron, to win the AAA Mega title. Congratulations, says Chad Gable. You just made him even more excited for the match and what he's about to do. Someone has to pay for this, and that will be Vikingo. And you'll be the shortest reigning Mega champion ever, as Chad will make the fans say, Viva! Viva El Gable. Sure. Vikingo reminds us of the last time he had this title. He held it for 833 days.
Yep.
That's so impressive. Lucha Libre is not a show for him. It is a lifestyle, and it is in his blood. Everyone is going to find out why he is the champion, and everyone will know that this is what Lucha Libre is all about. And then we can see Gabriel Iglesias shown at ringside. Good old Fluffy. Good old
Fluffy. Main event time for the AAA Mega World Heavyweight Championship match. El Hijo del Vikingo defending against Chad Gable. Lillian again with the introductions before the ringing of the bell. How do I put this? This is what one would call a 5-star match, right? This would be a 5-star match. Yeah, no doubt about it. Slow build, the methodical grappling encounters, and then we get to the crazy, insane shit from both men. Not just Vikingo, but Chad Gable shows up for this match too. And they literally attempt to kill each other. Like, not even joking. The false finishes from moves that would usually end any other match, was a masterclass in building tension. It took 2 630 splashes from Vikingo to finally put Gable away in a match that if you did not see it, I'm telling you, just drop what you're doing right now. Go to YouTube, type in Worlds Collide, go to the last match and watch this. If you're a wrestling fan, you didn't all watch this match, you're missing out. This was one of the greatest matches I've ever seen, and I'm not even lying. This was literally a match that is up there with the all-time best that this sport has to offer. It's not even.
You're not joking. Go watch that match. It's free. It's literally just go to YouTube. Boom, right there in your face. There's moves that Vikingo does that you're like, how do you do that?
That top rope fucking
Whatever it was, where
jumping, flip
bounced and
around,
flip.
fucking
You don't see that
Poison
shit
Rana.
everywhere.
Like, what's going on right now?
The poison, yeah. Vikingo is insane. We knew this, and most hardcore wrestling fans also know this.
But who
They're
knew that
casual.
Chad Gable could fucking go?
I knew Chad Gable could go. Come on,
Yeah,
knew
we
Chad
all
Gable
know.
could go.
Yeah, we know.
But for the casual fans that maybe only watched WWE and didn't know much about Vikingo, now you fucking know. Because holy hell, overall, Worlds Collide was pretty good. The final two matches really, really solidified how good of an event it was. And yeah, man, that main event was incredible. If Dave Meltzer doesn't give it 5 stars, it's got to be because it was branded with WWE. I'm sorry, that's it, right? Because that
One would
match
have
was
to think
incredible.
so.
He's got to give it 5, right? Come on, Dave. But if it doesn't get 5, it's like a 4.75. It's got to be because WWE was a part of it.
Yeah, Bill.
If he gives an explanation, if he's like, it was a 4.75 because Conan was terrible on commentary, I'll give him a pass. That's it. That's it. That is my only
You're
negative.
not rating matches on fucking commentary.
That's my only negative takeaway for the show. I thought Conan on commentary was. I get what he was
Horrible.
trying to do. He was trying to be. He was telling stories of the history of AAA. I get it.
You know what? Talking about Conan, though, let's talk about fucking Corey Graves. That man fucking knocked it out of the park.
Receiving a lot of praise.
One, he had to deal with Conan, and he did it really fucking well. And two, he studied for this show. He knew everything there was to know about Lucha Libre.
What was the random beef that Conan just all of a sudden just randomly was like just shooting on Corey? He just takes shots at Corey the whole time, and Corey just professional played it off.
Corey fucking killed it, man. Killed it. Absolutely killed it.
Read something that he just received a lot of praise from everybody for how good he did.
Killed it. Well, yeah, he should. He pretty much carried the whole commentary on his own. And he did his homework. He knew everything about, like, when Conan would bring up a comment about one of the luchas, and he would have the answer. He'd be like, "Oh, you knew that?" He's like, "Yeah, of course I come prepared, man."
It was a really
Corey's bravo, Corey. Corey deserves his flowers once in a while, man. When
Pat goes back to doing college football and stuff, I hope Corey's up there with Cole because Corey deserves.
Corey just, when you really break it down, Corey's a fantastic commentator all around.
Yep.
He has the emotion. His reaction to crazy stuff is just it seems legit, legitimate, he's just surprised. And whether or not he's one of those commentators that likes to not be told what happens and call on the fly. Like Michael Cole, we all know he knows every finish, everything that's going to happen in the match, all the surprises. Whereas some commentators don't want to know that. They want to call it naturally.
Pat does not.
No, I think I would imagine Corey Graves probably in the middle somewhere. He knows the major spots to talk about, but then everything else just seems natural. The way he talks about it, and the way he's just his general excitement when something crazy happens is just it's wild.
And he's educated and he knows the sport.
He's very educated. He does his homework.
So I really enjoyed Worlds Collide. I thought it was good. Good finishes. Good finish to the show.
Yeah. It took a bit to get into it, but once it got rolling, fucking great show.
Yep.
That leads us into our final show of the crazy week of wrestling. We are live from the Intuit Dome, a very empty Intuit Dome to start out.
Yeah.
For the 2025, it was widely empty. It looked bad. It looked like an AEW show. I'm like, did Tony show up? What's going on here? This show usually goes down as one of the biggest shows of the years because basically the implications from winning, one of the two ladder matches of the night. But yeah, honestly, this one, we'll get into it. This one I have mixed feelings about it.
I get you. Yeah. And you're right by saying it was empty. We talked about that while we were watching it. You had Worlds Collide wrap up, and it is Los Angeles. It is rush hour traffic at the same time. It's LA. It never stops. So getting from where they were at the Kia Forum to the Intuit Dome was probably a bit of a hurdle because apparently you couldn't park at the Intuit Dome and then go to Worlds Collide and come back. I guess I don't know, and I also don't. Did they mention how far apart the two places were? I don't really remember, but it's fine. And then obviously there was the whole riot situation that's still ongoing in Los Angeles. So yeah, it was empty.
Well, I think that the parking thing was either, I think, if you had tickets to Worlds Collide and you had tickets to Money in the Bank, if you parked at the Kia Forum for Worlds Collide, and you couldn't just walk over to the Intuit Dome because the parking lot at the Kia Forum was closing at 3:00 and all the cars had to be off the lot. So you'd have to leave the lot, try to drive through traffic, and
find
then
a place to park.
Find a place to park and get in. Whereas if you could have parked at the Kia Forum all day long, you could have just taken like one of their transits over.
And you're in Los Angeles. It's Los Angeles, man. It's heavy traffic and the whole riot thing, which I don't know how much it played into it, but whatever. And yeah, so but it was a sellout. All the tickets were sold. So and then by the end of the show, everybody was there. So it did.
It was packed by the end.
But at the start,
guy must have fucking like ran to get there because he showed up just late.
Full sprint. But yeah, the opening video of the show focuses on how important money is for everyone and how it makes the world go round. Get a shift, of course, to break down all of the matches for the show.
Yeah, and the opening match of the PLE is the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Stephanie Vaquer, Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Julia, Rhea Ripley, and Naomi are facing off in this match. Hate to say this, but I'm going to say it nonetheless. I was not feeling this match for the most part. There was a lot of dead spots in the match, and it dragged. Nothing really stood out. Outside of maybe the Devil's Kiss from Vaquer to Ripley on the ladder, that was pretty cool. But outside of that, nothing really stood out. A ladder match is supposed to be a car crash. It really is. It's supposed to be like, holy shit, what just happened? It's not so much that this match was bad. It was just that it was dull. Not a lot of crazy shit happened. It just didn't stand out. And a good match just wasn't entertaining enough for a Money in the Bank. No, Money in the Bank ladder match is supposed to be holy shit.
Yeah. Yep. But shout out to Naomi. Miss Money in the Bank Naomi. So watch out, Miss Tiffy. She's probably coming for you. We get some stars shown from AAA. They showed up. They got the
proceed with caution.
Earlier today, it was noted, of course, that Dominic Mysterio taunted Octagon Jr. for the whole Octagon being a fan of Rey Mysterio. They brawled and all that, and that set up the match that we are about to break down. The IC.
Yep. Basically, a last-second addition to the card was made with Dominic Mysterio challenging Octagon Jr. to his IC championship. A little weird way to go about it, but that happened during World Collide. This match was needed as a 4-match card for a PLE feels weak, but in the end, this was still what one would call a popcorn match. I mean, it was about four and a half minutes long. It did work well to tie Money in the Bank to Worlds Collide, kind of, bring the two shows together a little bit. And, Dom winning with relative ease over a pretty formidable opponent, will only help him moving forward. Like,
I guess I said clean, but clean-ish. Liv kind of helped.
Clean-ish. I mean, Liv definitely distracted.
She can do that. Chad Gable, he is showing American Made in the Back, the official Fireball ladder that is going to be put under the ring.
Brutus was pumped for that ladder.
That's a Fireball ladder. And they were like, "Hey, go hide it under the ring before the show, and make sure you let El Grande know where it's at. Let me know too, Gracias."
That's Chad Gable.
No, it's not.
Middle match of the show, and we have Lyra Valkyria defending her IC championship against Becky Hogan. As these two did in their first match against each other, these two continue to work really fucking well together in the ring. Like, really, like they just mesh perfectly. As much as I wanted Lyra to win here, they honestly could not have given, Becky Lynch 2 losses in a row against Lyra, and especially so soon after she has returned back to the company. The Intercontinental title does now have a bona fide superstar attached to it, and that will work well moving forward with it. Just building up the prestige of the title, and whoever wins it off her is going to get a definite push. whether it be
Right.
Stephanie because Julia's on SmackDown.
I don't-
Roxanne's on
No.
Raw.
Roxanne makes more sense. I think Stephanie's eyes should be set bigger.
100%. I'm just saying, like, whoever wins it off Becky, it's a good moment to get a push. It's a good moment to get a push. Yeah, great stuff here. Great match. And Lyra and Becky, after what happened post match, which you'll talk about, they ain't done yet.
Yeah. So post match, eventually, Lyra does raise Becky's hand, but Becky doesn't like how she did it. She wants her to do it all sides of the ring, and then she makes her put the belt around her waist. And Lyra finally has had enough, and she suplexes her into a Nightwing. Maybe a rubber match. I just hope we don't end up in the situation we are with Zelina and Chelsea, and this gets stale. But Becky is a bigger star than all of them.
Yes. 100%.
Becky being involved helps it more so than Chelsea and Zelina. You have a Becky Lynch with Lyra, so it makes sense. A rubber match is going to come, but does Lyra win that one? I'm not entirely sure.
Not usually how
Becky-
it works.
No. And then we see the announcers playing with some action figures.
Yeah, they did actually.
Yeah, they did.
They were having fun. Did you notice how Pat did not really get a lot of chances to talk in this?
It's because Wade was on the commentary call.
Yeah, and Wade likes to talk.
Bianca.
Bianca. Next up, not the main event, but it should have been because Money in the Bank. It's kind of the
I
pay
think
PLE.
they did that to make us think that maybe the winner would cash in on the main event.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Anyways,
I thought
men's Money in the Bank match, penultimate match of the night. LA Knight, Andrade, El Grande Americano, Penta, Solo Sikoa, and Seth Rollins facing off in this match. Yeah, this was more like it. Wouldn't you say? Like, not
Yes.
only it was a 33-minute match, but it flew by because the action was breakneck. Quite a few moments that stood out. Like, Solo continues to be the most fun thing going on in wrestling right now. Like, he mocked everybody in the match. It was great.
I think the best part of Solo was honestly the start.
Oh yeah,
when
when
they
he
were
talks
jumping-
Seth out and they turn around, he's just like,
No, even before that. When they're all jumping Seth and Solo's kind of in the background, like doing this, and they all look at him and he's like, oh yeah, shit, I'll get in on the action. And then he tosses her. They're like, shit.
turns around, he's like,
Yeah.
no, fuck. He's
good.
good shit. Solo deserves his flowers because he is probably one of the funniest things going on in WWE. Rollins being the big threat was the story of the match, though, and while it didn't feel like anyone was going to be a threat to him, Knight and Solo did come pretty close. I mean, if Jacob wasn't there, Solo was winning, and even that moment was great because he's like, what?
Mhm.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I hate you, Solo.
Mhm.
The idea of everybody trying to stop Seth worked well for the style of match, and then him needing his boys to come out and create havoc. And we're like, is this even a Money in the Bank ladder match anymore? What the fuck's going on?
Dude.
Yeah. But yeah, this felt like what a Money in the Bank match should have felt like because 33 minutes and they just felt like 30 seconds happened.
It did, but there was that lull when Braun and Bronson came out, and then and then Jacob and JC, and that's when it was like, what is going on? Like, there's what are we doing? Like, where's the Money in the Bank stuff?
It still
did.
worked though.
It worked for the stories, and it made sense. But yeah, we get the announcement that WrestleMania, the next WrestleMania, I don't know if you knew this or not, it's back in Las Vegas again.
Yeah, of course it is. I mean, how much money did everybody make? Yeah, they made. If they can find a way to hold it in Las Vegas every year, they probably would.
I said
set up a residency.
That's what I was gonna say. Do a fucking Elvis and whatnot. Get a residency set up. There you go. WrestleMania is there. But it is announced Nikki Bella is returning to Monday Night Raw. The next episode.
I did rumor that a few months back, actually.
Yeah.
Time for the main event of Money in the Bank. We have Logan Paul and John Cena. taking on Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. What a wild time to be a wrestling fan, huh?
Yeah,
Like, we were all worked.
or were we?
Or was it a shoot? A
Or
shoot
was
into a
it
work?
A
Or did they
last
work
minute
the shit?
contract thing. I don't know.
Pivot? Backlash? Maybe they were working the contract and backlash. Who knows? Anyways, nonetheless, we were all worked. Whatever it was, having R-Truth with the surprise return and attacking Son Cena was absolutely wild.
Did you think it was Truth at first?
No,
Who'd you think it was? Roman?
no, I had no fucking clue who it was
Well, I didn't know
because
who
I
it was
saw
either.
I saw the jacket coming and it was a black dude, and I was like,
Not
who?
even that. It's just when he got in the ring, I didn't even notice the hand. I didn't see like the skin color of the individual until the
His
hook
hoodie rode up. His hoodie rode up when he dived in.
I didn't notice that.
The
But
man was black. Okay,
my first thought was I was like, it's gonna be Roman, but then like I didn't even notice the shirt riding up part because I was looking. I was like, well, that's not Roman.
but why the fuck would it be Roman though?
Why would Roman also be hidden? It's
Yeah.
Roman. I did not think R-Truth. I was like,
No, I had no clue. Not a clue. I was like, what's going on right now? It's like this is a debut of some fucking dude from TNA. Like, what's going
that's
on?
what I was thinking. I was like, it's Moose.
But yeah, rarely do we get those moments where we're legitimately surprised because the IWC literally wants to ruin wrestling for everybody. They're basically cheering John Cena right now because they want him to ruin wrestling with them.
Yeah,
Because nobody can keep a goddamn secret anymore. But this was fantastic job holding this close to the vest, and nobody knew. It was wild. I guarantee you, not one person can honestly say that when that guy dived in the ring, that's R-Truth. Everyone was fucking worked.
until that hood came off.
But yeah, Logan Paul is a superstar. Hate him if you want, but he's not just a YouTuber pretending to be a wrestler anymore. He is a legit wrestler. This guy, every single match he's in, he has the biggest spot of the match, of the show, of everything. Like every single match he's in. They proved again today. The moonsault, middle rope, dive into the tape, like unreal. And the drone shot, like, come on, he did it with the camera, the selfie stick at Crown Jewel last year. Now the drone, I've watched that like 5 times in the last 24 hours. It's so cool.
It was great camera.
And then the Jey Uso coming in, and it's just great shot. But yeah, as for the match itself, it's kind of like watching 2 matches. If you follow me here, the first half was so mind-numbingly boring, like bored to tears. I'm like, this match sucks.
It was so
then
slow.
Rhodes tagged in, and that was the tournament. It was like 6 gear the rest of the way, for one hell of a finish to main event. I mean, add R-Truth into that, icing on the cake. Like, trim out the first half of the match, the boring part. You could call this a 5-star match with the excitement. I'm probably being a little generous there, but
a little bit. Dave's
you trim out all that garbage. Great match.
Dave's gonna give it like 2.5 stars.
Oh no, he will. But it was a lot more fun than that because the last half of that match was fantastic.
Overall, I enjoyed Money in the Bank. The start disappointed me with the women.
It just wasn't good.
So
just
much
wasn't
more,
good.
but just wasn't great. The men's Money in the Bank ladder match though did really do its job, and dude, R-Truth came back and was just awesome. That was the loudest pop R-Truth's probably ever got in his career. And
probably, yeah.
Just awesome, man. Go my Ron Killings now. We'll see where the story goes. Going to tune in, of course, to Money in the Bank. Adam Pearce went on Twitter earlier today before we recorded, just saying what's on the show tomorrow about Nikki Bella, Seth Rollins. John Cena is going to be on Monday Night Raw tomorrow. So it's kind of a loaded up Monday Night Raw in Phoenix, Arizona. So looking forward to Raw. And now we're just kind of on the road to the big PLE of SummerSlam. What do you have mixed in before that, though?
King and Queen of the Ring.
That's it.
Night of Champions.
Yep. But the big one, SummerSlam.
Night of Champions, I think, is the only one because SummerSlam's early August.
Yeah, you got to get King and Queen of the Ring because the winner gets the title shot at SummerSlam. So build towards SummerSlam. SummerSlam is 2 nights this year. So they got a lot of work to build 2 nights worth of stories, and that's where we're at now, and ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm tired, man. But yeah,
I hear you. I hear you.
this type of pay-per-view that took its time to get going. But once, like you said, once you got into that men's Money in the Bank ladder match, like it just straight up from that point, it was just like a rocket ship to the moon. Even the Valkyria like Lyra match, like the Lyra Lynch match, was really fucking good. They put on a great show. So yeah, you gotta think we're dead middle of the show. It just started picking up. Which, if you follow WWE2K video games, it's that match curve: high start, drop down, and then
Yeah.
I don't understand why that's the curve. You think you'd want to just be up here the whole time, but
Yeah.
who knew? But yeah, no, fantastic second half of the show. Middle match on, fantastic. Dom and Octagon, whatever. Women's money ladder match. Good match, just dull, just not very interesting.
For a Money in the
entertaining.
Bank ladder match, it was not
Yeah.
what it should be.
But yeah, you know, if that women's Money in the Ladder match was better, Money in the Bank ladder match was better, this show would have been like a 5-star show with how good it was.
Agreed,
But I give the show like 3.75.
3.75. I'm gonna give it a 3.17 for Indianapolis. That was stupid.
Give it a 6.04. Actually, no, I'm a 2.50. Actually, no, I'm a 4.03. There's like 4 different area codes for BC.
Well, there's a lot of options for you to choose from here for your show of the week. What do you got?
I got Worlds Collide just because that main event was so fucking good, man.
Worlds Collide is the correct answer because I'm with you on that one. That was the last 2 matches of Worlds Collide solidified it for show of the week for me. Now this one could be difficult. A lot of people were in action this past week. Who's your wrestler of the week?
Who's yours? I got to think about this.
Because I was gonna go off of what you went off of, and I was gonna choose. I have 2 in mind. Because I thought I knew who you were gonna choose, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm taking Vikingo. He's every time I see that man wrestle, I'm just in awe, and he did some wild shit that just had me like, whoa. A human being shouldn't be able to do this in a wrestling ring, but he does. Vikingo.
You know what? Just because he never disappoints when he's in the ring. And for all the shit he takes from all the fucking people on the internet, fuck y'all. He's fucking good. He's going to be world champion, and you're going to fucking love it. It's Logan Paul.
Yep, I knew you were going Logan Paul. I really did. If you would have went Vikingo, though, I was going to say Logan Paul, too, just throw him in there because he deserves it. That moonsault from the second rope to the announce table was insane.
It was mint. It was mint.
It was beautifully executed.
That man does not miss.
No, he's humble. He's humble. With that being said, that's a wrap on episode number 54. Apologies if we're a little tired, but
yeah, this show was rough. We apologize.
Wasn't our best, but wasn't our worst. Go watch episode 1. You'll find out what the worst is.
Go watch any of the first 7 episodes, and then when we first went to video, and we're staring down at our fucking
Yeah, we were just trying to figure out how the hell we're doing it. But yeah, with that being said, man, that's a wrap on episode number 54. We'll be back with episode number 55 to recap all the week in wrestling stuff and all that goodness. I am Kurt. That is RK. We are the Top Rope Renegades, and we'll talk to you guys next time here on the channel.
Quiet on set. Places, everybody. And action.